We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Amazon fall favorites are here to make you say, with low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on fall favorites at Amazon.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, people commit crimes and break the rules all the time. It's human nature. I mean, hell, it's why we have police, lawyers, judges, locks, security cameras, security guards, tasers, prisons, firewalls, fingerprinting, etc., etc. But in spite of those deterrents, people are gonna people. And if they get caught, then there's a price to pay. Now, sometimes the punishment isn't so bad considering the crime. For example, a Nebraska woman who drove drunk and killed a man was sentenced to 5 years. Probation. Now, sure, she'll also have to spend 90 days in jail, but I think we can all agree that 5 years probation, bit of a slap on the wrist when you've actually killed someone. For an even lighter slap on the wrist, we go to California, where a woman was sentenced to 2 years probation and 100 hours community service. What did she do? She stabbed her boyfriend 108 times. Now, on the other hand, people have received life in prison for, among other things, attempting to cash a stolen check, breaking into a closed liquor store, and, my God, siphoning gasoline from a truck. But like we said, the punishment doesn't always fit the offense, but there's usually some kind of penalty. In India, a guy stole a gold necklace. Now, he swallowed the evidence, so he was force-fed 40 bananas until he pooped it out. And then after that, he was made to wash and disinfect the necklace and return it to its owner. No jail time. He just had to poop it out. That was the whole thing. But it's kind of humiliating. And humiliation, that's a punishment. Hell, American Airlines, they're testing a new system that will shame travelers who attempt to board before their group is called. There will be a beep, and then the agent will say loudly, "Step aside." Now, it's not the worst thing that can happen, but it's humiliating. You kind of look like a self-entitled douchebag, but hey, whatever works. Hell, on yesterday's show, the shot of the day, a guy got a $1,000 fine from the health department of New York City because someone else crop dusted him and it smelled that bad. He ended up finding the business owner. But look, whether it's writing your name on the chalkboard 500 times because you did something stupid in school, you spent a little time in prison, or maybe your parents just grounded you, who knows? Today's question is, what did you do and what was the punishment you received?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
All the fellas, away we go. Welcome to Season 19, Episode number 4,204. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. Steve, the exciting return of Who Sucks Less. You bring us 3 stories in the news. Who would know that people do bad crap, but they do.
I know, stunning.
And we pit those 3 stories against each other. It is up to you to determine, out of the 3, which one actually sucks the least. So how's this week looking on Who Sucks Less?
You know, Ted asked for that, as he often does, preparing himself. And I said, look, it's not the worst. Picture the Village People, all right? Mm-hmm. You got a cop. He wasn't really a police officer, a construction worker. Not really working construction. Imposter day. Imposter Day.
Okay.
Everyone is an imposter.
I think dude was in the Navy.
It may have been. Actually, I want to say the guy that dressed in the Navy outfit and Navy whites was also a cop later, or he was a cop originally. It was the same dude, because he was the front guy for the Village People. And when in the Navy was big, he's rocking the Navy outfit, but all the other times he's rocking the cop outfit.
Is that a band that still goes on tour?
I want to say, man, like they did a tour like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know, but I know it's
because we see all the concerts come to town and everything else. I do not recall the time that we've been here in 20 years that I've ever seen YMCA, the Village People at the Moore Theater.
I want to say it was fairly recent, man. In the last couple of years, I want to say Victor Willis, I believe that's the name of the lead singer guy. He wrote all the songs. He's still there. I don't know if there's any original backup guys left, but.
Okay.
But they're around.
I know they're in the news because basically they came out and were like, yeah, it's fine if Trump uses our YMCA.
Macho Man, YMCA, what do you use? Would you pick YMCA?
Is it Macho Man?
Yeah, I would go Macho Man for a presidential, not promoting.
No, I'm pretty sure he uses YMCA.
Really?
I think he uses both. Okay. Either way, they're gay anthems.
Yeah.
So basically the dude, one of the original members, is just like, yeah, at first it seemed odd, but he's like, we don't care. It's bringing attention to our song.
We're doing well on Spotify, homie.
Who Sucks Less is coming up. We'll do that at 4:30 right after emails on our question. What did you do and what was the punishment that you received?
All right, so there's only one original member.
Victor Willis?
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
It's a shame I know that much about the Village People, but here we are.
We'll start with this story as Indian police have successfully deployed an unusual technique to retrieve a gold chain that a thief had swallowed while being pursued by officers. They force-fed him more than 40 bananas. Now, Ted, is your gold chain not of, is that not Indian gold?
Indian, yeah.
What is it? And there is a difference, you say, as far as the difference in the quality of the gold, right?
Yeah, it's higher carats at a cheaper price.
All right.
Okay. So this is what he swallowed. The man denied.
Hey, look, if you're going to swallow gold, eating gold's the way to go.
All right.
Put that on a shirt.
He denied snatching the chain from a woman in a street and swallowed it in a bid to conceal his crime last week. But there are X-ray machines in hospitals, so yeah, there's the necklace right in his stomach. Police in the western Indian city administered an enema. Now that failed to yield the desired results.
So he got a clean butt, at least.
Have you ever done an enema?
I have performed an enema. I have never received an enema. And
When you performed it, did it work?
It worked, and it worked abruptly, just not to throw my daughter under the bus, but it's a couple of years ago. And what sucked about the situation, one, is just doing an enema. But she was 5, 6, 7, 8, I don't remember. But my wife and I are actually at her school for an adult function at the school, right? One of the fundraising things. And my parents are watching the kids. And I got a text from my father that says, it's not like a super emergency, but you need to bring your ass home and do this. So my text back, what is this? It's like an enema, right? And I'm just like, oh, man, all right, fine. So I hop in the car, like 5-minute drive home. I get there. My father looks really upset. And I'm like, is she okay? Talking about my daughter. He goes, yeah, man, she's fine. He goes, look, I didn't think about it. She's all backed up. I went to the pharmacy, and I was not thinking about it. I just bought 2 enemas and nothing else. I'm an 80-year-old man. So just the look that the cashier gave him really pissed him off. So, yeah, did the enema. And it's such a weird, because I'd never done it before, and it's your kid, and it's pretty self-explanatory what you got to do. So I just said, look, baby, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think it hurts. I think it's just going to feel weird, but let's do this in the bathtub, because my understanding is if this works quickly, like whatever's in there is coming out. And that proved to be the right decision. But to give you an idea, so we do the enema, and it releases her bowels, and she turns around, this little child, puts both of her hands on either side of my face, cradling, and just says, thank you, Dad.
So it worked.
And I'm like, I am being heartwarmed after giving someone an enema. I did not expect it like this, but, you take your wins where you can.
I used to give them to myself after my surgery, and it was...
Is it easier to give it to yourself, do you think?
No one wants to shove anything up there.
Well, yeah, you know, man, that's the difference. It's like, if you have to do a blood draw, if someone else sticks the needle in me, I have no problem, but I can't get myself to jam the needle in.
Okay, if you're with someone, right, and they're into whatever they're into doing, they might take a finger and put it in places.
Sure.
Depending on what they're into, right?
Yeah.
But if you were just solo time by yourself...
Yeah, that's not my go-to.
You would never think to do that on time.
Yeah.
So you really don't, that's not something that you typically self-administer?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean...
Ted, I will say, the look on your face of Miles is like during solo time, it seemed like you're noodling it like...
He's like, you never would. Like, speak for yourself.
Might check the tires on that tonight, buddy.
Well, I've never done it. but I did stick that thing up there. Basically, it just felt like the water was just coming back out.
Yeah, I mean, that was what I saw.
So,
but not just water.
They suggested performing an operation on this guy, but police officers decided it would be too expensive, and they opted instead for bananas. And I've never heard of bananas being, something that was a diuretic, but I guess it is.
I guess if you eat 40 of them.
Well, he was fed more than 40 bananas throughout the day. Amazing he didn't have like a potassium situation. Eventually, the chain was found. We made him wash it and disinfect it. And then he put it around the woman's neck. No. According to reports, it was not. Do you want that chain at this point?
Just keep reading. It depends. Right. It depends on the victim.
It was not the first time police, I guess, have used this technique in order to recover something that was swallowed. In July of last year, a chain was retrieved after a thief was made to eat 24 bananas and drink several liters of milk laced with laxatives.
God.
In April, a thief was fed 12 bananas after swallowing a gold chain with a large pin in it. This is obviously something that happens all the time.
And it works.
The thief successfully excreted the loot, but the disgusted victim refused to touch it and instead took it to a jeweler in a plastic bag.
Yeah, so it depends on the victim whether or not you want that gold chain back.
Yeah,
I never knew that about the Indian police, right? So obviously, because like you said, Ted, Indian gold means whatever it means, but obviously it's a hot target. It's something that people snatch all the time, and obviously people swallow it to hide the evidence, and they're like, hey, man, it's banana time, bro, and we're going to watch you.
I like bananas, but eating 40 in a day would be a lot of bananas.
Ton of bananas. Now we have this story out of Georgia. A pair of West Georgia parents facing charges after being accused of locking their kids in their bedrooms for hours and days at a time.
Jesus.
They say one of the children told investigators that he had spent the last several days locked in his bedroom without food, water, or a restroom. When deputies searched the home, they found that each child's bedroom had a deadbolt on it that locked from the outside. The exterior doors and windows had been boarded up to keep the children from escaping. Investigators learned that the children would be locked in the bedrooms for hours at a time or for days and would only be given food at their parents' discretion. They were also only given a bucket to use as a restroom. Both parents were arrested, charged with 4 counts of cruelty to children and 1 count of false imprisonment, according to jail records.
That was real imprisonment.
The mom was released on $10,000 bond. The dad was released on an $8,000 bond. What do you think they thought the difference was there between the two parents and the $2,000?
Who got the cheaper one?
The dad did.
The
about
dad.
$2,000. So $8,000 for dad, $10,000 for mom. How do you make that? I mean,
It's the mom's idea?
Maybe dad still went along with it. My thought when you hear stories like that is, why did you have children?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're going to lock them in room, then why did you have kids? Good Lord, man.
And a judge in Bath over in England was arrested following a confrontation with the police chief at a village board meeting on Monday. George Robert Plaskoff was charged with harassment in the 2nd degree after he allegedly initiated a handshake with the police chief. That'd be Colin Taft. But then he refused to let go. You guys know the just death grip handshake guy, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
He was always like, one of your dad or uncle's friends. It was like...
Always look you right in the eye.
Yeah, and you were like 15 or whatever, and he just took your hand and just squeezed the living bejesus out of it. Just to show he was the dominant... Like, no kidding, guy. You're an adult.
Right, we get it.
Yeah. Used to professionally box or whatever. I don't know what the deal is, but Jesus Christ, man, let go of my hand. When Taft tried to pull away, the judge allegedly pulled back hard and abruptly, causing the chief, he fell forward and knocked his shin on a chair, which is never fun. No. Police said the incident was on video and was witnessed by many people. The judge was processed and released to appear in court coming up here on November 5th.
That's like a whole thing, man, of like dominance in the business world or whatever.
Yeah. And hold it.
Where you hold it, or if you like pull them in or like push it in towards them. There's like classes on it.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, legitimately. Just like, hey, man, if you're about to meet another douchebag, this is what you do. I'm the bigger douchebag.
So our question today, what did you do and what was the punishment that you received? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Ron. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, fellas.
Hola.
Hey, man, long-time caller. I've been calling quite a few times and a lot listener since the early 80s. So anyway,
we appreciate
I got
that.
a good one for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's mine.
Are you ready?
Early 80s, me and my brother Todd and my buddy Jerry, we were going scuba diving up in the San Juans. And
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
All right, we got you.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I turned off my car. We were 30 minutes out to sea, and it was getting dark, and we realized that we left one of the tanks back at the dock, so we had to come back. Too late to go back out. So we partied in Bellingham for the night, and we were in this bar, and my buddy noticed a couple girls kissing, and he's just making, oh, look at this, look at that. And we're going, okay, well, we're out of here. So we're walking up these stairs, and this dude comes up. He says, yeah, don't you SOBs come back here again. My brother, Todd Chisholm, he took second place in the nation heavyweight Golden Glove.
Uh-oh.
So my brother turns around and knocks this dude down the stairs, and we laugh, and we're going to the next bar, and next thing you know, we're surrounded by 15 dudes. One guy had a club, and all three of us are some bad dudes, and these guys were coming in, and we were just dropping them left and right. We're in a tight circle, all three of us, back to back to back, and we're just dropping these dudes. And I take this one person, and I get him on the ground, and I punch him, break his nose. Well, I thought it was a guy. It ended up being a plainclothes lady officer.
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
Yeah, and they didn't identify themselves. We would have said, "Hey, help!" They didn't say, "Hey, officers," blah blah blah. She had short, dark hair, and it was dark out, and I thought it was a guy. So I got her on the ground, and I just smashed her nose. And next thing you know, we hear sirens. And I had my KISW tank top on.
Oh, thanks for flying the flag. All right, yeah.
Don't bring us into this.
Yeah.
All right.
Gun show night in Bellingham.
Officer Dan.
Yeah.
You wore a tank top to a bar. I know you're getting into a fight, dude.
Right. So we hear the sirens, and I'm running down this alley, and a motorcycle cop, he gets me. And they identify me from my KSW shirt. The lady cop did. And so back then, that was my first time being in trouble. I got a rap sheet 3 pages long now, but no felonies. I was just a wild kid. But the prosecutor wanted 9 months. And again, I've never been in trouble before. So my lawyer got it down to 30 days work release. And so that was my punishment. And the deal was I was actually off of work at the time, and my brother's girlfriend, her parents owned a business, and I just did a little bit of yard work here and there, and I had to stay in the work release in Everett on weekends, but I got to go to church, which I didn't go,
Of course not.
I went to my girlfriend's house, I had my church there.
All right, man. I'm glad that worked out. It could have been a lot worse.
I'm sure glad we don't sell a tank top anymore in the rock shop.
Yeah, no kidding. That's how you got identified to make it worse.
You wear a tank top to a bar. To me right there, I'm like, oh, here we go.
I think in the summertime you can get away with it.
If you are in Arizona or Florida. A tank top
doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, all right.
Like, whatever.
I'm just like, here we go. What did you do and what was the punishment you received? 206-803-ROCK.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Amazon fall favorites are here to make you say, with low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on fall favorites at Amazon.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Life can be hectic, and managing your mental health is more important today than ever before. That's why Mindful Therapy Group's mission is to take the pain out of finding a therapist. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Our mental health providers are here for you, with both in-person and telehealth options to get you seen in as little as 48 hours. Mindful Therapy Group also accepts insurance. Join us to start your journey to a healthier and happier you. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to get started today.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Our shot of the day from yesterday. Landlord is raising a stink over the city, finding him for a foul odor in his building in the Bronx. What he says, honestly, just a fart complaint. John Crotty, he owns a housing development fund on 147th Street. He got socked with a $1,000 summons from the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene for a stink, which they thought could possibly be animal waste. But they absolutely canvassed this building.
Yeah.
And they could not find any sign that an animal had defecated or used the bathroom in any of the hallways or common areas. This is totally outrageous, he said. It's a fart complaint. Joking that the health inspector got crop dusted in the hallway. Either way, most of the time it's a $50 ticket. This time they gave him a $1,000 fine for the foul smell, which they said actually dissipated within the next few hours after the man came to inspect the building.
Like a bad fart.
And that's exactly what they're thinking. They're thinking that someone crop dusted the floor in the hallway when he had walked through it, and it did smell like S, he said, but it only lasted for a little while. It could have been from garbage. A lot of people in the building have pets, but we believe, like I said, there was no S on the ground, but it did smell like that for a little while.
I remember, I farted once in the house, and I don't know, I farted in my bedroom or something. Now I'm in the living room. My kids are young, and they walk into our bedroom, and I hear my son and my daughter talking, and they're dead serious. Like, oh my God, what is that? And my son just says, it smells like darkness. I mean, there's like fear in his voice. And then about like, dude, I farted. By the way, Miles, one of the stories you brought up, in India, a lot of people steal the gold chains, they swallow them, then they're force-fed bananas until they poop them out. And we're like, I didn't know that worked. The text came in and said, Indian bananas are typically smaller. Now, maybe the size of your thumb.
Oh, wow. Really?
I love them. I was eating some, and a gentleman we knew came up to our table, and he said, be careful, those things will plug you up. Then he said, but this is the antidote, and he pointed at some more bananas. Now, to the untrained eye, I think they were bananas and plantains. All I know is that I went 6 days without pooping in India on one trip before figuring all this S out.
Interesting.
So that would explain.
Okay. What did you do, and what was the punishment you received? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Cole. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
So, this was going on during COVID. I was selling drugs. I was selling meth, heroin, fentanyl, Xannibar. I was selling it all.
Okay.
And the DEA got me and my buddy during COVID, and we ended up going to prison, federal prison.
So the DEA, not the police?
Well, it was a joint task force. It was Aberdeen, It was King County, Pierce County, but the DEA superseded it. So we ended up going to federal prison instead of state.
How much product were you moving?
About 5 to 10 pounds of meth a week. Same with heroin, and a couple thousand pills a week.
Were you using as well?
Yes. I got 3 years clean now.
I was going to say, did just going to prison, did that kind of help that out a little bit?
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, I was messing up in prison too, but when I went to solitary confinement was when I was like, man, I'm done.
Do you know how long you were in there? I mean, can you keep track of time? Are there windows? Do you have any idea how many days you were in there?
Well, I was in there. I signed for 5 years. They gave me 6. I did 4 years because of the first step back that Trump signed off. So, but yeah, I did 4 years in prison.
Okay, but you have no idea how long you were in solitary confinement.
Oh, solitary confinement? Yeah, 81 days.
81
days. Yep.
What do you have to do to get 81 days of solitary confinement?
Dirty away.
Get caught with drugs.
So you actually got caught with drugs in the prison?
No, but they did a random UA on me, and it came back dirty for meth, heroin, fentanyl, and methadone. So they just threw me in solitary confinement and said, here, sit for a while.
Were you doing drugs in the prison?
Yes.
Okay, how did the drugs get in there? Because the judge just got popped locally.
Or a federal prosecutor.
A federal prosecutor, yeah. Just got popped locally for bringing drugs into the prison. I don't know what the sentence is going to be. It's a pretty new story.
Well, actually, you'd be surprised how many guards take payouts to bring stuff in. They could get paid like $10,000 by an inmate just to bring a phone in. So they bring all types of stuff in.
Damn.
All right, I got a question. Yeah. Is it like everything I watch all those shows? Like, do you have to like click up with like a gang or a group of a race when you're in federal prison?
It matters where you go to. So West Coast prison, where I was at, I went to California, then Colorado. Yes, the whites stick with the whites, the blacks stick with the blacks, and so on.
Okay, there you go, Ted.
So, East Coast is actually more laid back.
All right.
That's a statement right there.
Yeah, it is. That really is.
Well, that's part of the thing, right? Like, they had a lot of these guys locked up in California and stuff, and San Quentin and this and that, and then they started running stuff, right? When you're talking about, like, the Mexican Mafia, they start running stuff, but then they end up putting them in these federal prisons, and some of them link up. It's crazy how much stuff is controlled from people inside our federal prisons.
Right.
Damn. They still figure out a way to get messages out and this and that. I mean, it's insanity. I don't know what the answer is, but it's like you put them in these supermaxes and they're still running stuff.
Well, look, man, I mean, I'm listening to this dude like I'm a prison guard. Hey, bro, I can get you $10,000. What do you need?
A phone.
What do you need? You need a phone. All right, man, I'll get your phone.
What did you do, and what was the punishment you received? 206-803-ROCK.
Well, look, I mean, there's a lot of things that run the world, but money's number one.
Oh, money, absolutely.
Right? I mean, it's kind of the joke about prostitutes, right? It's the oldest profession in the world. Well, it also makes money.
Yeah, that is exactly what.
Prison guards are still, they're just men and women. You all firm enough.
$10,000 for a phone? I mean, look, this is not role model material here, but I'm thinking, all right, working as a prison guard, it already kind of sucks. No one you're dealing with is awesome. The conditions suck. You're in a horrible place. And this guy needs a cell phone. And you're telling me you'll give me $10,000 to bring it in. Done.
Yeah.
Might not run drugs for you, but a cell phone, sure, man. Yeah, I'll be like, here, dude, use my phone for $2,000. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't care.
Actually, I got mine on me.
Yeah, I mean, dude, let me get service. Yeah, there you go. Hello, Eli. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hola.
And I called the radio station before, so bear with me.
All right, we appreciate it, man.
So, story of what I did. We were like 6th, 7th grade, summertime, group of boys, living in Port Townsend. And it was a hot day. It was like 90 degrees. And for whatever reason, we were unsupervised that day. I think it might have been the roadie week or something. And we were up at the rec center, uptown Port Pleasant, playing basketball, messing around, having fun. And we decided to go across the street to the little store called Aldridge's and get some sodas. This was like 1990. So, we all got a couple bucks in our pockets. We're heading across the street, and one of the boys sees a car there, a little Honda Accord, 4-door, maroon, nice little car. And he goes, "This is Mrs. So-and-so's car," his teacher. He was like, "I hate that bee." And I didn't even know who she was. I went to a different school. And, we were all really good boys. None of us had ever done anything wrong. But at that age, a group of boys.
You're going to be stupid.
Yeah, stupid, right? Real quick. So he's like, "Let's do something to her car." And we're all like, "Yeah, that checks out. That makes sense."
Yeah. Can't believe we didn't think of that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do something. So we have our little forum there, and we're right on the main street in Uptown, middle of the day, and 12 kids, and we decide to egg her car. So, okay, that's the plan. So we walk across the street. The store is now directly across the street from her car, and the store's got all windows facing her car. And we walk in, 2 Besson boys, and we each grab a carton of eggs and stand in line, one after the other, and pay for our 12 eggs. And then proceed to walk across the street directly in front of the store and egg her car, which, was obvious. People could see us. Anyways, yeah, the being a hot day, it took the eggs in her car, ruined her paint. We, of course, got busted. It was my first run-in with the law. We had to go into a little juvenile court, and they gave her a new paint job. We all had to pay like $100 for the paint job, and I had to do 20 hours, I think, community service at a little community center, hang out with these old folks and help them eat their meals and clean the oven and stuff. But, yeah.
What was worse? Getting in trouble, quote unquote, with the law, with 12 years old, it is what it is, or dealing with your parents?
Surprisingly, my mom and my stepdad at the time were super strict people, but I think they just thought it was kind of hilarious and, just let the courts give me the punishment.
Well, okay. If you're at that level,
yeah.
then what more can they do,
Yeah, they were just like this bunch of stupid kids. We'd never done anything bad before, really, so.
Well, that goes a long way, too. I mean, everybody's going to make mistakes.
That helps a lot.
And you don't realize you don't realize as a kid that, on a hot day, that'll ruin the paint on a car.
They know you don't know. I got in trouble in high school. You're talking about egging a car. Keep in mind, I did not do this, but we're at the bus stop. It's after school. And so all the kids are out there. We're waiting on the bus. And we took city buses. There's no sticks of butter picking us up. No big deal. And one of the teachers drives by, and a kid throws a bottle at her car. Oddly enough, a liquor bottle. I don't know if he found it on the ground or if he had it in his book bag, whatever. But he throws a liquor bottle, 15, 16. It's high school.
I still think that he must have just picked it up.
Or found it on the bus on the floor.
Well, the bus hadn't pulled up yet. And none of those are out of the reason, possibility. But anyway, he throws it, and it bounces off the hood of her car, off the top of her car, not the hood, the top of her car. And she pulls over immediately, gets out of the car. She is hot, understandably. But she's asking for everybody's name. And she's going down, and some of the kids are giving her the name. But she came up to me, and she's like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "I'm not giving you my effing name, dude. I don't have anything to do with this." So now she assumes that I'm the person who's done it, because I'm not giving my name. And I'm like, look, I already know how this goes. All the names will be turned into the principal. We'll probably all get in trouble, but I haven't done anything. Whether you know that or not, that's a you problem. I'm not giving you my effing name. This goes on for 30 freaking minutes. And there's 2 buses arguing back and forth with her. A girl I know ends up giving her my name. So when I go to school the next day, I'm calling to the principal's office, right? And they're going to suspend me, and she's there, and her arms are crossed, and she looks pissed. Again, understandably. But I kept maintaining my innocence the whole time. I didn't throw a goddamn bottle at your car. And part of the reason you can guess I didn't is you're not one of my teachers. There's no reason why I dislike you. I recognize you from the school, but I don't know who you are. I don't even know your name. I just know you're a teacher. I did not throw a bottle. Well, who did? I said, I can tell you who did, but I'm not going to roll over on anybody. I'm like, it's not a big deal. I still got suspended. So I'm not sure if I got suspended because they did not believe me.
Or because you didn't.
But either way, I'm like, I did not throw But we went through this yesterday. I missed 2 buses arguing with you about this. Like, I never threw, and I can't remember her name now, but after that, I'm like, well, now I don't like you and I actually want to throw a bottle at your damn car, but I did not throw a bottle at your car.
What did you do, and what was the punishment you received? 206-803-ROCK.
Yeah, the egg thing, man. That happened to my brother.
Oh, right. He's a teacher.
Right, but it wasn't even that. It was some other kid that was like on a team. He was like, I was on the team he was coaching.
Okay.
And honestly, this kid was an idiot. Yeah, I don't know if he ever graduated high school, blah, blah, blah. But same thing, it's summertime. He thinks he's being funny, and like when my brother dropped him off, he cracked an egg on the roof of my brother's car.
When he dropped him off?
Yeah. Yeah,
he said he's an idiot, so yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think he made it through high school. I'm pretty sure he got arrested. I don't know what he's doing now, but like he was in and out of jail. But he was just one of those kids that always had to do something smart ass. But same thing, it was so hot that day, like it froze or it fried, right? And then you got to scrape off the paint and this and that.
And kids don't know. Like I said, there's a certain age where you're like, look, I'm disappointed in the decision you made, but the end result of your action, I know is not what you thought would happen. Right? So we can sit down and talk about this. The minute you say, I know that you know exactly what you're doing, well, now your ass is in trouble. And that's the way my father was. He's like, look, the biggest thing you have working in your favor, and he would say this to me and my brother when we were younger, it's like, because you're just so stupid. He's like, you're just so stupid. We can't even get mad. But he would explain, like, hey, this is why that person is so angry. You did this, but this is the fallout for making this kind of decision, right? And honestly, like, we didn't know. But my father was always very clear at the end of his speech, like, so you understand. And it's like, think about it before you answer. Because if you say yes and you do this again, it will be your ass. So one thing I will say, growing up with my dad, I never did the same thing twice. I did a lot of bad stuff.
But just once.
It's like, I robbed a bank here.
But just
I kidnapped here.
Right.
I murdered someone here. I broke into something here. Don't do the same thing twice. Because my brother did it once to kind of test him. My brother's around 16. I'm 11. And I remember my father got real calm. And they didn't yell or anything. They went into my brother's bedroom, right? Because my brother's 16, so he's feeling good about himself. And I don't remember what it was about. But the door closes, and you just hear this muffled voice. No yelling. Nothing, right? Door opens, and my father's whistling, which means he's in a good mood. Walks back up the stairs to his bedroom. I peek in my brother's bedroom, man. He's sitting on the corner of the bed in tears, looking terrified. So I don't know what my father told him, man, but I made a mental note then, like, don't do that. I never did.
What did you do, and what was the punishment you received? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Terrell. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, fellas.
Hola.
So it goes back to high school. I made the mistake when I left California. I decided to have all white friends, so it seemed safer. That was the worst mistake I ever made in my entire life.
Wow.
Safer.
All right.
These guys, they were reckless. They were reckless. So they decided to rob their friend's grandparents' house. They stole this huge safe. They had a bunch of money and guns and jewelry and all kind of stuff.
Wait, this is their friend's grandparents' house?
Yeah. But at the time, I was fresh out of the Bay Area. It wasn't the most shiciest thing I've been through in my life. So I'm like, all right, you know what, whatever. So long story short, there's a $1,000 bill and a $500 bill. And I'm like, I've never seen one of these before. This is interesting. So I take it and I go to this coin store. Well, the coin store that I went to knew exactly what it was because they sold it to the people who got it stolen.
I'm assuming it's still tender. It's still legal to use it, but that was probably out of circulation for a while, too.
Yeah, I went to the bank first, and the bank wouldn't take it. And the people at the bank, the lady at the bank was like, I'll buy it from you, but I don't get out of work till 5. I'm like, well, I want the money now. So I ended up going to the coin store. So the guy, he played me. He goes, I'll give you $1,510. I'm like, well, sounds like a win to me. Free money is free money. Yeah. So that's how I ended up getting caught with the $1,500, which was over the legal limit, which made it a felony. And then they tacked on trafficking because I went from one side of town to the other. It was bad.
How old were you when all this went down?
16.
All right. And so what is the punishment when they tack on the felonies? Now you're trafficking and all this stuff. What's the final result of this?
See, at the time, I worked at Forever 21, and I had to we had a fingerprint clock-in system. So when they went and robbed the house, I was at work. So that's my alibi. I had to clock in with my fingerprint. but I still got possession. So I ended up getting a felony charge, and then, I don't know, it was deferred. All I had to do was stay out of trouble for like a year.
Well, that's not the worst thing in the world. Did that felony?
I did have to do 30 days. I did have to go do 30 days, though.
In jail?
Because they waited. No, I was 17. I'm sorry. I was 17. It happened like right after I turned 17. So they kept delaying it and delaying it and delaying it. So when I finally went to court, I was 18. So they technically charged me as an adult. So I had to do 30. So I had to do 30 days and counting.
That helped out straighten you out a little bit.
Yeah. I also learned that KISW County is a trap.
Yeah. Don't hang out with white kids.
Some of them are still friends with to this day, but we have good jobs and we make good money and we don't do stupid stuff like that. We just go to the bar.
I'll be perfectly honest.
And he's in KISW County. He doesn't have a choice.
Some of the biggest derelicts that I knew were people who did not even go to public schools. They went to private schools in my town.
Yeah,
they were rich white kids, and you want to talk about. I'd never seen cocaine before, and kids that were at those schools were dealing it and doing it at 15 and 16 years old. They had parents bought cars that were just they were always up to no good. I mean, it was never a situation where they could always get out of trouble, whatever the deal was. But those were the guys that we thought were like the biggest criminals in town.
I think you were right.
That we knew.
I mean, look, man, people that don't face repercussions tend to be the worst people to deal with, right? I mean, I believe that is universally true. Like, there was a guy that we used to work with, and Miles would always say to me, we're friends with this guy now, but it was a tense working environment with this guy, and Miles is always like, the one thing I figured out about this guy, he's never had his ass beat.
No.
Not because he's a tough guy. He's just always been sheltered. He's just never been punched in the face because you just change how you approach people.
When you hear the stuff that comes out of people's mouths, you know right away if they've been punched in the face.
Yeah.
Based on the language they say. And I've learned a hard lesson that way many, many, many times. It didn't stick the first time.
Right.
As far as what came out of my mouth and getting punched. And trust me, I've been punched many times. But eventually it finally set in where I'm like, just shut up.
Yeah. To avoid getting punched in the face. Or phrase what you want to say differently.
Because it's never in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't hurt. You're like, all right, hit me again, buddy. Then the next morning you wake up and go, oh, God, Jesus, my face, my head. It's like the adrenaline takes over. By the time you wake up, you're like, I am effed up.
I think it also depends on just who the person is.
Sure.
Because you're right. People, super rich people, like there were certain schools I knew where those kids did drugs, but they weren't criminals. They didn't scare me.
Right.
There was kids I grew up with that to this day would scare me, would scare you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, that's the other side of it too. Not just rich people. Some people just don't care, so they don't face repercussions because
nothing matters.
They don't care.
When the prison guard greets them by name, they don't care.
Yeah, I mean, you ever been sitting in a park and I'm like, "What's that?" And he's like, "It's a blunt." I was like, "What's different?" He's like, "Well, it's an embalming fluid." Now, at the time, I didn't know what that was, but I'm just like, that explains why that guy was like that.
Yeah.
What did you do and what was the punishment you received? 206-803-ROCK.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Amazon Fall Favorites are here to make you say, with low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on Fall Favorites at Amazon.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Life can be hectic, and managing your mental health is more important today than ever before. That's why Mindful Therapy Group's mission is to take the difficulty out of finding a therapist. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Our compassionate therapists specialize in helping you navigate stress, anxiety, ADHD, OCD, and so much more. With both in-person and telehealth appointments available, you can get the support you need in as little as 48 hours. To make things easier, Mindful Therapy Group also accepts most insurance plans, including Medicare, allowing you to focus on you and not your wallet. Mindful mental health providers offer services for children, teens, adults, and seniors seeking individual, family, or couples therapy. Whatever you need, we're here for you. Join us to start your journey to a healthier and happier you. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com or call 562-MINDFUL to get started today.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Amazon fall favorites are here to make you say, with low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on fall favorites at Amazon.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hey, what's the easiest way to find out what channel the game's on? Sports on What? Subscribe to the Sports on What app and quickly find the channel for every provider. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Download today.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Hey, man, we got a little beer coming up for the wintertime. Men's Room Ola Days Holiday Porter from Black Raven Brewing. Available for just a limited time and only on tap. But, man, 7.5% alcohol.
Be
and
careful.
It'll be on tap at some limited locations in the area. We'll bring those to you on Friday when we get the complete list of places that'll be carrying the beer. But the idea here is, on the Holiday Porter, notes of Grandma's famous rum balls, chocolates, vanilla, orange peel, and holiday spices. And, of course, a portion net proceeds benefit our friends here at the 3 local Fisher House.
Yes, indeed.
So if you're looking for a good holiday porter and you see it on draft there at your favorite bar and pub, pour yourself a glass then.
And one thing, you might not know this, we've had a beer out for many years now. And when we first started this, we've always been aligned with the Fisher House. When we started this, there were 2 local Fisher Houses. Believe it or not, a lot of the funds that's been raised through this beer and you guys drinking it and buying it went on to contribute to a 3rd Fisher House in the region.
And you know what? They also...
power of beer, baby.
They also don't need to take the budget that comes down federally for those locations, because of you guys buying the beer, they can allocate that to other areas. And,
which is huge.
And places that need it. And you know what? We don't preach this enough, but the idea behind the Men's Room IPA, the Men's Room Ola Days, Holiday Porter, the San Juan Salsa, the Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa, the Men's Room Beer Broth from Uli's Famous Sausage. A portion of those net proceeds go to the 3 local Fisher Houses. Now, look, you got to pay for the product. You got to pay for the delivery. You got to pay for, but by the time it gets done, what is your profit? And we give a percentage of that profit to the Fisher House. And the Fisher House is basically the same thing as a Ronald McDonald House. And, we talk a lot about veterans, but this is for active military as well.
Correct.
People who get involved in some situations where they need some long-term medical care. You don't know how long they're going to be in the hospital, but, families are not in this area. It's the military. They come from everywhere. Yeah. And the families need a place to stay, whether it's a week, whether it's a month. Ted, as you said, your dad, who was involved in the charity, used to talk about, people sleeping in their cars.
Yeah, people would sleep in cars for days or weeks because they didn't have anywhere to stay. So at the Fisher House, right, they have a place to stay. There's kitchens, there's nice rooms, they're nice homes.
Yeah, they're actually super nice.
And that way they can be there as the support system for their family member who needs it at that time.
Yeah, it's a huge thing, man. And it makes a massive difference.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, as far as the Ola Days Porter is concerned, if you want to join us for a little party, Saturday, November the 2nd from 4 until 8, we'll be up at the Black Raven Brewery in Woodinville and celebrating just this. So we'll finally get a chance to taste the beer, hang out with you. I'm telling you from everything we've heard, this is going to be one of the best porters you've ever tasted.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be good stuff, and we're going to have a good afternoon. So if you're in the area, 4 until 8, Saturday, November 2nd, join us for our Ola Days Porter Party, so to speak.
Porter Party.
Porter Party.
Not a porta potty.
Porter Potty.
This is the Porter Party.
It's a Porter Potty.
Are we going to have a porta potty at the Porter Party?
We should.
It's Porter Potty.
Mike, can you make a rhyme, or not a rhyme, but a tongue twister, since you do the auctioneering thing?
We need a porta potty.
Yeah, we need the porta potty.
Exactly.
I think we should have somebody else ask for the porta potty.
For the porta party?
Yeah.
We need a porta potty. Boy, I get stuff to say.
That's true. Our question, what did you do and what was the punishment that you received? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Carolyn. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi.
Hola.
Hola, yes. Okay, here's my deal. Let me turn the radio off. Here's what happened to me. Back in the 60s, when I was in high school, I was with a group of friends, and it was on a Friday night. We had nothing to do, so we were just walking around up in Skyway, decided to go into this little grade school, and I turn my car off here so it quits beeping. Go over to this grade school, just swing on the swings, and we thought, well, why don't we just get on the school roof? Let's just shinny up the pole and sit on the school roof. So we did. And if any of you are listening, if you have graduated from Renton High School in 65. I won't say his last name, but you'll know who I'm talking about. Dennis is his first name. Recently died. Anyway, we're on the school roof and we're singing. So we're just innocent, just up there singing. The next thing we know, it's like, whoa, what's going on? We've got a great going on. So we look down, and there's the cops, and like 3 different cars, and they've got their lights on, and it's like, wow, I wonder what the heck's going on. And all of a sudden it's like, okay, kids, get off the roof. And it's like, wow, they're for us. So we were some kind of criminals.
Carolyn, do you have a phone from the 60s?
Oh, okay. Can you hear me better now?
You're just breaking up.
Yeah, I lost a big part of that story.
Okay, let me get out of the car.
I like Carolyn. She's multitasking.
Okay.
Much better.
Yeah. Okay, that's better.
So you're on the roof, you see cops, and then what?
Yeah, we're on the roof, and we're just singing. Just innocent kids just singing, had no idea. And all of a sudden, we hear cop cars and lights, and we're thinking, oh, my gosh, we have got this great view of something big going on. So I wonder what it is. Next thing we know, the cops are going, okay, kids, get off the roof. And it's like, oh, my gosh, they're there for us. It's like, oh, no, we had no idea we were doing anything wrong. So they put us in the car. We're driving through. We're heading to the Renton Police Department, of course. We're driving by Dags, which was like the big hangout. And as the girls, all of us are like hitting the floor, Dennis, did you hear who Dennis was?
Yes, we heard Dennis, yes.
He recently passed away.
Dennis was like sticking his head out the window and like, woohoo, you know, he was like thinking this was really fun. Well, they called my parents and all they said was, come and pick up your daughter. She's at the Renton Police Department. Oh, my gosh. My mom cried the whole way there. They didn't say anything else. She had no clue why we were there. We walk in the back door of the police department. There's this old drunk sitting there going, what do they got you kids for? And we went singing on the school roof. And it's like, what? The drunk was like yelling at the police, like, don't you have anything better to do? So anyway, parents came and got me. When my dad found out that it was because we were sitting on a school roof singing, oh my goodness, he gave the policeman a real earful. Said my wife cried the whole way. You didn't tell us. You know, we thought something horrible. You know, and it's like they're just innocent kids. They didn't think anything about sitting on the school roof singing. You know, nowadays, of course, anything like that would be considered, you know, really bad. But back then, oh my gosh, it was in the 60s.
It's situational.
You know, in the 60s.
Well, I don't think the decade matters. If it doesn't matter to you, then it doesn't matter. If it matters, then it matters. Right.
Yeah, but I think more so nowadays, people are a little more, you know.
Oh, you're fading out again, Carol. You know what? I'm still trying to figure out who did it.
I mean, she's right, though. She's right as far as people being suspicious. I do think now, if you're sitting on a roof, even if you're just singing, like, people have a much more paranoid response to everything. Years ago, I didn't get in trouble for this, but the first house I lived in after I moved out of my parents' house, 3-story row home in Baltimore, no big deal. Like, 5 of us lived there officially, probably 7 of us lived there unofficially. But anytime you could get alone time, you would take it, man. So the one thing any of us would do, you just climbed up on the roof, right? Had easy access. So I'm sitting on the roof. Great view, and there's this lady walking down the street. She's probably about my age, like young 20s. She looks up. She sees me. Most people do not look up when they walk. That is a fact, right? But she sees me, and she kind of smiles and says, like, you're not going to jump, are you? I'm like, oh, no, man, I'm just chilling. Like, it's a summer day. Everything's fine. And so she leaves. About 2 minutes later, cop comes up. She's back. So clearly she has now called 911 to say there's a potential jumper on the roof, which I was not. Again, I'm up there with a beer. I just want to relax. But now there's a cop down there. My neighbors are coming out of their houses, right? There's people I know. So now it's getting stupid. I keep yelling down to the cop. You know, he's trying to negotiate to make sure I stay calm. And I'm like, buddy, I'm calm, man. Like, trust me when I tell you it's a misunderstanding. I'm just up here to chill out. And now there are 30 people on the street. There's a cop car. You're calling for backup. I just wanted to relax. Like, this is the opposite of what I was trying to do. So it takes about 10 minutes because I'm trying to assure him. And to this cop's credit, man, the whole time, keeping eye contact, like, son, you know, whatever's going on, man. I'm like, guys, there's nothing going on. I just want to chill out after work. Not believing me, but when I go to stand up, because I'm going to stand up, walk back into the house, go down to the front door. And
talk. That's what I was going to ask. Like, yeah.
But, you know, but the conversation's going on. But every time I moved, you know, and just naturally, you'll kind of reverse your leg position. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you do that, and I'm like, oh, every time. So when I stood up, and again, just to get back in the house, I stand up, and everyone sees me. They think this is the moment. He's going to jump. So now there's this massive scream from the street, and I'm just looking down there like, Jesus Christ, man. Finally, I go down, I open the door. The cop grabs me. I'm like, dude, it takes about 10 minutes to convince him. And part of what helped is I had 2 roommates get home at this time, and they're kind of smiling. They're like, do you know this guy? And they're like, yeah, man, he's our roommate. He was up on the roof. And so they explained, listen, just as a rule in this house, man, if anyone climbs up on the roof, it's just to get away and chill out and probably enjoy a beer. But this took forever for it to go. But then every time I left the house, anytime you saw a neighbor, you know, they look so sad.
You okay?
When they looked there, are you okay? I'm like, dude, I honestly was. I had a decent day at work. I was sitting on the roof. I'm chilling out. And
it would just be odd to see somebody on a roof. I'm just thinking nowadays.
You're not wrong.
If I'm just driving through a neighborhood and there's just they're not
dude
working.
Sitting on the roof, you're right.
There's a dude sitting on, I would be like, what's going on, man?
I mean, look, you know what, no one's wrong about this.
I disagree. Well, where I grew up, there was a lot of houses with dormer windows. So those were on the second.
The super slanted ones?
You know, they kind of come out of the little, like, if you're up on the top floor inside, they have the little holes, you know what I'm saying? But the roof is still below that.
Yeah.
And you go down there and sit on the roof all the time. I mean, it's only one floor down.
Right.
When you're
you ain't going to hurt yourself on one floor.
Yeah, but people would go up there and chicks in the neighborhood would, like, sunbathe up there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You'd sit up there with your buddy. Like, I had a couple of friends that had that style Cape Cod house, and Yeah, you got on the roof all the time.
I mean, look,
because our bedroom window opened up on the roof.
If I'm driving through like the fraternity district in the U district, right, where all the fraternity houses are, there's 5 dudes up there in lawn chairs. I might just guess, they're ripping beers.
If they're in a lawn chair, I would ignore it. You're right.
But I'm just picturing,
I'm sitting with my take a shoebox, make it vertical. That's the shape of the house. I'm sitting on top, and to be fair, the way I'm sitting, my feet are hanging over the front, right? So the roof. The roof is just your seats, and I'm just hanging. But we've done it a million times. It's just this girl saw it on this day, and I got this big ass response, and the whole time I'm like, my God.
I will say this, that would terrify me because I know those are 3 stories, and they still have a half story before you even get to the first. So it's really technically
you are correct. Yeah,
3.5 stories tall.
I was super tall.
I would freak out if I was up there. I'd be like, hey man, you need to back up there because you're going to give me a panic.
But you just got used to it. It's just kind of what we did. And you're right, Ted. I mean, everything about it looks suspicious.
And honestly, my mind's just racing out. I'm trying to think of my age at 43. Like, if I'm just sitting on a roof, I don't know. I would have to have a sign just drinking beer.
I'm married. I'm married, man. I got kids.
Just something, because you're right. It would make, dudes not putting up Christmas
driving
lights.
me crazy.
I'm literally, you know what? Looking back, I absolutely look like a guy that was going to, you just don't think about it because you're just relaxing. We can see the city skyline, where we live. It was great, man.
It's also funny as it's Baltimore, where we would sit on the stoop for hours on end drinking beers, and nobody gave it a second thought.
Nope.
What did you do, and what was the punishment you received? 206-803-ROCK.
Which I'm pretty sure is illegal.
To drink beer on a stoop? It's your home.
Yeah, but the way the city did it depends on the city because
they kind of own the sidewalk. They
do,
but it turns into 2 dudes sitting, 4 dudes standing. Everybody has an open container, and back then we probably were drinking a 40 of Mickey's. I'm just it was allowed, but I can't.
Right.
Technically, it's probably more illegal than him sitting on the roof.
You weren't all on the steps. It's the party is like the island in your kitchen. So everyone gathers around the stairs, and 2 or 3 dudes are sitting there, but everyone else is standing around on the sidewalk. Right. Oh, you're right, but they never complain.
And here's the other aspect of it. As far as parking goes, yes, there's Front Street parking, but there's always an alley that runs behind those row homes.
Yeah.
And that's where you would maybe pull your car in behind your home. And there's a little backyard area. There's a little courtyard area. A lot of people have decks.
If you want to call that a yard.
I've never seen anybody in my life, in the 10 years I lived there, spend any time in the backyard of their row home.
No, it's a cement block where the rats hang out.
Yeah, it's
you put your Weber grill out
that's
there.
Where all the garbage is.
Yeah, that's you grill. I mean, we were psychos. Again, everybody was going to college. Everybody's 21.
Yeah.
But we would take our TV out there and these are crummy couches.
Of course.
So we would sit out there and watch movies, and then usually around midnight the cops would come by and you got to turn the movie off.
By the way, someone here says, I was given a warning from the city of Bellevue for sitting on my roof with my roommates with lawn chairs.
Yeah, I mean, it seems fun. If I'm driving by any neighborhood, I'm just thinking about the neighborhood by us.
Yeah.
Nicer neighborhood. But if there's just 2 dudes up there honk, we're drinking, I'd be like, sweet.
I'm still also wondering who the hell Dennis was.
From what Carolyn said.
If you graduated from Renton High in 65,
yeah, I mean, you know Dennis.
You don't need the last name.
The last name.
Yeah. Just Dennis.
Dennis. The Dennis.
Dennis the Menace, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, Dennis usually is that kind of person.
But you know him.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say his name.
I don't know if I know Dennis. I'm trying to think if
Dennis
I know
the Menace?
I mean, Dennis, well, obviously he kind of set the precedent for what we're going to think Dennis.
There was a Dennis that coached me in football. I don't have to say his last name, but almost anybody my age who went to the math that played it all would know him.
I don't know if I know a Dennis.
Seriously, my entire life. I've known Dennis's, but I cannot remember. When I say the name Dennis,
now I want to know who Dennis in Renton is.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
What's Dennis short for? Derek? Or Long?
I think Dennis is just Dennis.
Its own name?
Dennis,
I think.
You know, Dennis down in Renton. What
65.
What did you do, and what was the punishment you received? 206-803-ROCK.
I didn't realize we had that many listeners for class 65 in Renton High School.
Yeah. They know Dennis. Hello, Adam. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola.
Hey, can I give one quick shout out? Sorry.
Right, go ahead, man.
All right.
It's for all the band workers, all my brothers and sisters. Get out there and vote today and make sure your voice gets heard.
Is this the day that you guys do the vote?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, definitely vote one way or another.
All right, my story. I was 12 years old. It was 1984. My cousin's family owned a resort on Lake Shasta, so I got to go spend the summer there. And I went water skiing, did the party boat, did all the stuff. Actually got to play a charity softball game with the 1984 Blue Angels.
That's cool.
Which was really cool. And those guys can drink.
From the mouth of a 12-year-old.
Yeah. Oh, at 12 years old, man, there was a keg sitting at the baseball field. So, yeah, they were drinking. But anyways, we got to a point to where it was kind of a stagnant day and we weren't doing anything. And my cousin had a bunch of old Testers models that you glue together and all that.
Sure.
And he had some old fireworks. And so we took this little Corvette model and cut a hole in the back of it, went out to the field. He lived on 5 acres out in the Shasta area. And we put one of those in a fire pit, shoved a Piccolo Pete in the back of it, lit it. It jumped out of the pit and raced across the field, and we commenced to burn down 5 acres of forest land.
Oh, no.
Melted trailer, somebody's camping trailer, almost their house. And, I was never allowed back after that.
Yeah, I bet you were. Yeah. Do you drink Shasta?
Oh, no. If I can find it.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I like that they said, oh, we'll do it in the fire pit. What could go wrong? Nothing. Jump like Dukes of Hazzard style. Uh-oh.
What did you do and what was the punishment you received? 206.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Amazon fall favorites are here to make you say, with low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on fall favorites at Amazon.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Life can be hectic, and managing your mental health is more important today than ever before. That's why Mindful Therapy Group's mission is to take the difficulty out of finding a therapist. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Our compassionate therapists specialize in helping you navigate stress, anxiety, ADHD, OCD, and so much more. With both in-person and telehealth appointments available, you can get the support you need in as little as 48 hours. To make things easier, Mindful Therapy Group also accepts most insurance plans, including Medicare, allowing you to focus on you and not your wallet. Mindful mental health providers offer services for children, teens, adults, and seniors seeking individual, family, or couples therapy. Whatever you need, we're here for you. Join us to start your journey to a healthier and happier you. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com or call 562-MINDFUL to get started today.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
803 Rock.
99.9 KISW. The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Hey, fall into 5K a day. Here's what you got to do. Download the Odyssey app. Be sure to sign in, create your account there. Listen for 1 hour. 1 hour a day. That's all you need to do. And that gives you a chance to enter and win your share of $5,000 a day until we run out of money. Our question, what did you do and what was the punishment that you received? 206-803-ROCK.
By the way, we got a call a little while ago from our caller or texter calling her Wholesome Carolyn. Yeah. She went to Renton High School in 1965.
She knows Dennis.
She knows Dennis. But she just said, look, if you went to Renton High in 1965, that's all you need. It's all the name. So a text comes in and says, all right, that lady called in telling the story about Dennis in Renton in 1965. I'm betting dollars to donuts. That was my damn dad, who's no longer with us. And she said he has since passed. Mm-hmm. He went to Renton High. He was a dip ass, and he would have been 17 at that time. I wish he would have said his last name. I'm not going to give out your last name. So he said what the last name is. If you want to call it out, I won't. Very curious if she'd respond.
Well, I'm not sure that we would know your dad. She made it very clear that we would know who this individual was.
Not us.
No,
but
if
anyone
you went to school in 1965 in Renton High School, you know Dennis.
She said, if I just say Dennis, I'll just say that the last name begins with the letter G. So if you went to Renton High School in 1965, that's the guy.
Know Dennis.
Yeah.
What did you do? What was the punishment you received? 206-803-ROCK.
I mean, if that guy's going to text in, if you have that inclination, I'm willing to bet that is Dennis.
It's probably your dad if you think that it's your dad.
Yeah.
Hello, Wade. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and chores.
Liquor and chores.
Hola. Let me take you off speaker here. So, so I don't know. I guess my brother and I, we were about 6 or 7 years old, and my mom was a single mom, so we'd have to go out and stay with my aunt out in Chatteroy, kind of near Spokane or whatever. And anyway, one day we were downstairs jumping on the bed, me and my twin cousins and my brother, and my aunt. She's a tiny little lady, but don't even think that she can't hold her own. She always made the punishment fit the crime. I remember my cousin swore one time, and she got the bar soap treatment, and not just in her mouth, like she made her bite down on it while she pushed the bar soap in and out of her mouth, like where all the soap was curling up on her teeth. Just crazy stuff like that. My other cousin, she got caught smoking, and my aunt made her smoke an entire pack of cigarettes back to back to back to back to back to back until she got so sick. So she always made the punishment kind of fit the crime. And anyways, we were jumping on the bed, and she opened the door at the top of the stairs and told us, stop jumping on the bed, blah, blah, blah. And, you're 6 or 7. You're like, I don't even know how she knew. But so we started jumping on the bed again. So she swooped all of us 4 kids up and took us out in the back 40 there. And she dug 4 holes, one for each of us, about arm's length apart. And then she went into the garage and she started throwing stuff around. She's cussing. She's throwing garden tools out the door. And we're all out there crying. And, I mean, nobody can hear you out there. Like, no one's coming to your rescue. So, anyway, she's like, for jumping on the bed, I'm going to cement your feet in the ground. You're not only going to not jump on the bed, you're never going to jump again. And at 7 years old, that was terrifying.
Yeah, it's a little terrifying.
Yeah. So we figured out, though, that the way she knew we were jumping on the bed is, I guess, one of the lights upstairs would flicker. And we didn't know that. So, yeah, it was a scary time, man, at that age.
So did you get your feet soaked in Quikrete?
She did not. She was all cursing and swearing. She's like, I can't find the cement, blah, blah, but she made us sweat out there, and it was hot over there in Eastern Washington. She made us sweat out there and cry out there for like half an hour.
Well, she's quote-unquote looking for the Quikrete.
Yeah. And, we never jumped on the bed again.
Sure.
Wow. That is terrifying.
She was intense.
What did you do? What was the punishment you received? 206-803-ROCK.
I like that he added she was intense, in case you didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, she sounds chill.
Yeah, sounds very relaxed. Hello, Nathan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello?
Hola.
Hola. Wow. I never thought I'd get on.
You're on there.
So this is all going to sound very stupid. I was in 8th grade. It was history class. It was the very end of history class. And I had stole this lighter from my stepfather. It looked like a little Camel cigarette pack with a cigarette sticking out.
Oh, yeah, I remember those, yeah.
And you would press the cigarette and it would light. And so I'm sitting in history class, and there's this girl pretty girl, cute girl. Her name is Marielle, and she's sitting right in front of me. And she's got a low cut shirt, right? And so the plan is I'm going to hold this lighter up to her back. She's going to feel the warmth of it. She's going to turn around, see that I have a lighter, whatever, just trying to get this girl's attention, right?
And that was the best plan. That was the best plan you came up with.
He said this will sound dumb.
No, please
stupid.
keep going. I am riveted by this. All right.
So, again, not the brightest moment in my life, but so, like I said, I'm going to hold this lighter up to her back. She's going to feel the warmth, turn around, we're going to talk, whatever. We were friends, it's just, whatever. It's a dumb plan. So,
fail safe.
I didn't factor in her hair at all.
Oh, no.
So I light the lighter, and the back of her hair just goes poof. and so it's there's a flame, and I smacked it, and just black smoke just it goes up into the classroom. And the girl in front of Marielle, Jennifer, she stands up and she's like, "Nathan lit your hair on fire." And the whole class, all of a sudden, it's like a cartoon. It's just like all around us, like gathered around our desks. And so it only burned like the surface of her hair. It wasn't like a full scale, like Michael Jackson episode or anything like that.
All right.
But, so the teacher comes over and he's just like pissed off. I like squeezed out of the crowd and was like standing on the outside, and then the bell rang and I just took off. And, but I got a referral, which means you got to go to the principal's office.
You don't say.
And, so I go to the principal's office, and, I've always been all right about talking my way out of things. So, I basically implied that, some of this was true, right? That I was going to go visit my dad in Arkansas for the summer. And I implied to the principal that if my parents found out about this, I would be beaten and I wouldn't get to go see my dad, who I hadn't seen in years, which that part wasn't true. I saw him every summer. But anyway, so they made me give up the lighter, and that was the end of it.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
That's it.
That's getting off pretty light.
Well, what about Mariel, whose hair you lit on fire?
So now, right, the next day, I swear to you, I had to give up the lighter, and nothing else ever came of it. I didn't get suspended. I didn't get detention. I didn't get anything. They didn't tell my parents. I went to Arkansas that summer, had a great time, all that, right? So Mariel, like I said, she's the sweetest girl. She's so cute. She was so awesome. She comes up to me in class, whenever it was, the next day, and she's like, "Nathan, why did you light my hair on fire? I thought we were friends." And, I mean, like I said, I didn't have an answer, I had no game, or little to no game, obviously, as I'm explaining this story to you about.
Yeah, we know you didn't have game when you lit someone on fire.
It sounds like she kind of shamed you more than anybody else could.
I mean, she was so sweet about it. She wasn't pissed off in any way, shape, or form. She was genuinely asking me why I did this to her when, she thought we were friends.
Right, and it's almost more embarrassing to be like, "I like you, I didn't know what to do."
And it's worse when they're not angry.
Right, like she's just like, "Why?
Why, Nathan? Why did you light my hair on fire?
My beautiful hair.
I was going to throw you some leg."
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, now you blew that.
Yeah, well.
Hey, man, live and learn.
I mean, it's no worse than, I don't know, sometimes you pick on a girl when you're like a little kid.
Sure, because
you're not sure. You're just like, I don't know.
And to get her attention by doing something really stupid.
I got stabbed in the back with a pencil.
Yeah, but didn't you tie her hair to a chair or something?
Well, that was a different girl.
Jesus Christ. I thought,
you know this girl was trying to get your attention or just wanted to stab you?
No, so what I do was, the way we had our seats.
Different girl.
I swear to God, Ted, there was this. She had really long hair. And this is the equivalent. You ever see the pictures, the person who's on an airplane and someone flips her hair back?
Yeah, it goes all over.
It's like all over the screen. You're like, that thanks for nothing. Well, that's what she used to do, man. She used to just, like, her hair was always, like, on my, and it was a lot of hair.
It was on your desk.
Her hair was, like, down to her ass. So it was a ton of hair. She would put some to the side of her shoulders and stuff, but a lot of it would just fall. So these desks are so old, I swear to you, there is a hole in the desk on the top right-hand corner of these desks that we had in West Virginia, and it was for an inkwell.
Oh, we had them, too.
And I'm dead serious. And the desk itself that you were sitting at was part of the front seat to the person in front of you.
Right.
And you sat on a chair that was the person's desk.
Right, the front of their desk.
If that makes any sense. Either way, there was a hole there. So I took her hair, and I was a Boy Scout.
What grade were you in?
Probably 6th grade, 5th grade. And I tried. I kind of just got out 2 pieces of hair, not 2 clumps of hair, so, like many strands, and weaved one down through the to the inkwell, and then I tied her hair in a square knot very carefully. She had a lot of hair. She didn't even know I was doing this. And then when she sat up, boom, the head goes back, desk pops up, she slams back down. And the problem was, and I did not really think this through, the problem was that with that tension when she stood up, the square knot that I tied got tighter. Right. I mean, it got tight, like your shoelaces, your sweatshirt.
Sure.
I mean, it got tight. So I couldn't get it out. I couldn't. So then I dug my pencil down into the square knot and was finally able to release the hair.
Yeah.
But
how long did this take?
But I ripped some of her hair. Oh, God, man. That was... I did not get suspended. I was not allowed to sit by her anymore. I was not allowed to talk to her anymore. There was a bunch of rules like that. She doesn't want you to ever talk to her again or be near her again. But
how much of the hair did she lose?
Some hair pulled out. I mean, I don't know how much it was. I mean,
a lot. Your answer says a lot.
No, there was not like a splotchy mark or anything like that. It wasn't, But it was not my proudest moment, like that guy said.
But wait, then why did a different girl stab you in the back with a pencil? Because that's not the girl.
She just hated me.
And she just stabbed you in the back with a pencil.
She just hated me.
Why? Why did she hate you?
Because she was...
I know you. Why did she hate you?
So why are you asking?
Okay, because her and her sister...
He's tying up other girls to death.
Yeah.
His pencil incident was the long time coming.
Her and her sister were these 2 sisters that always threatened to beat up boys.
Yeah.
They were the Klingon Smiths. We called them the Klingon Gang. They lived in a hollow. They lived a different lifestyle. They were just rough and tough girls. I mean, they just were. And they always wanted to get into fights. And they were picking fights with everybody. So, our group of friends, we'd always be like, we don't want to get in a fight. We have no idea why you want to get in a fight all the time. So one day, for no reason, she decided she was
reason.
I did not. Look, you don't want to address you did not want to address them.
Okay. All right.
She just took this pencil, man, boom, right in my back, and it stuck in the middle of my back. The teacher ended up pulling the pencil out, but when he pulled the pencil out, the lead stayed in.
Right.
So I still have a piece of lead in my back from frickin' Debbie Klingensmith in like the 4th grade when she stabbed me in the back.
Have you Googled her?
Debbie Klingensmith is the person at the time. Okay, there was this girl at the fountain getting a drink of water.
Yeah.
When she had her head down, and they were not associates, Debbie grabbed the back of her head and smashed it down on the fountain and knocked half the teeth out of her mouth. For blood, ding, 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 teeth in the water fountain. That's who this person was.
Good God, man.
So you knew she was a time bomb. You did not know what she was capable of. I did not expect to get stabbed in the back with a pencil. What did you do, and what was the punishment you received? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Dane. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, guys.
Hola.
Yeah, so the funny thing is, this story is not about me. It's about my father.
All right.
So he grew up in Seattle, and he outran the cops 2 times in one day.
What was he up
He's a respectable man. He has his master's degree. He's a CPA, the whole thing. He was born in the 40s, so grew up in the 50s and 60s. And when he was younger, he was a paper boy. And he decided it would be funny, after he delivered papers, to ring all the doorbells in an apartment complex, just like top to bottom, just ring, ring, ring.
Oh, you mean on the outside panel?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so he thought that was funny. One of them called the cops because apparently that had been happening a lot. So, cops get called. He sees the cops. He's a long-distance runner, so his first thoughts are, if I can make it the first 100 yards, there's no way they could catch me. So, sure enough, he runs. He jumps over fences. The whole thing, like a movie. And he outruns the cops, and he finally takes a breather. He's like, okay, I made it. I got away. And he leans against the stop sign. And the stop sign's got a wiggle to it. And he's like, well, I want a souvenir for this day. So he decides to pull out the stop sign from the ground right as another cop shows up. Once again, lights pop on. He outruns the cops again that day with the stop sign.
He kept the stop sign?
Was he holding on to the stop sign?
What was that?
Was he holding on to the stop sign?
He was leaning against it. And realized
But he didn't take off running with it when the cops got him the second time, right?
From the story I know, he took the stop sign with him.
Okay, because I was going to say, well, I've stolen stop signs before. Mm-hmm. We had one in our living room. This is honest to God truth. They are so much bigger than you think they are.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, we would steal all. We had deer signs, like deer in the
deer
area
crossing, yeah.
That had probably no less than 12 gunshot holes through them from people doing target practice. So we're having a party. We're having a party one night. Cops come to the party. You need to keep the noise down. All those things, right? So they come in the living room. There's a huge bong in there. Mm-hmm. Weed is illegal, obviously, at this point in time. We're 18, 19 years old. This is one of our first apartments. This is the house we have. It's got like 7, 8 guys living in it. The entire dining room was decorated in speed limit signs, street signs. That's basically what we had up as art. The cop's like, guys. And we're like, oh, please. My buddy, he had to go all the way to Pittsburgh to a head shop to get this bong. You don't understand. Like,
right.
we there's nowhere else to buy one. Like, please don't take the bong. He's like, I'm not concerned about you smoking weed. All these signs in your homes, they don't belong to you. And I have a feeling that you know exactly how you got them.
Yeah.
So that was like a Friday or Saturday night. On Monday, he came back with whoever the Department of Transportation is, with
Public Works,
with their truck, and they came in systematically, and they had a warrant because we had stolen stuff. I had signs in my bedroom. My buddy Craig had signs. They went in and systematically took back all of the street signs, put it in the back of that guy's pickup truck, and the cop basically just said, hey, look, if I ever need to come back here again or have to, it's going to be a lot worse. So just understand,
for sure.
I'm going to throw you in jail for drug possession. I'm going to throw you in jail for drug paraphernalia, for being underage and having a keg of beer in your living room. All these things. We're like, we are so sorry. We are so sorry. But what did they bust us for? They busted us for the signs. And they came back and they got them all. So that was the worst of it.
First time I ever had a cop.
Stealing stop signs is a serious issue.
Well, first of all, it's dangerous.
That's what I'm going to say. Just because people cruising through don't know it's a four-way stop.
And again, when you're young,
we did not think of that.
You just don't think about anything.
Think of that. Right.
The same house where everyone thought I was going to jump off the roof and kill myself. We had a bong on our coffee table. And same thing. The cops showed up, but it was daylight outside. I don't remember why he came by, but he came by. He was not there for the bong, but he sees it, points at it, says, gentlemen, what is that? And, none of us were slick. No one had a good comeback. So we're just sitting there frozen like, oh, no, this is it. We're going to jail. And he's like, is that a bong? And my buddy Leon, and I love this movie, he's like, oh, what? Cop's like, a bong. And Leon's like, this ain't bong. Say, well, bong. And then I was like, bong, bong. What kind of dumbass word is bong? Well, except you hit with a bell, like bong. And we just kept doing that. Guy just kind of smiled. It's like, Jesus Christ. And left. We got in trouble for whatever we got in trouble for, but the bong, he's like, a bong? What the hell's a bong? Bong.
What time in the city? The cop. I think you guys are under 21. Do you mind if I come in? Can you not? Turn the music down.
Can you not?
Who's Like Les is coming up at 4:30 right after emails on our question. What did you do and what was the punishment you received? You are listening to The Men's Room.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Amazon fall favorites are here to make you say, with low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on fall favorites at Amazon.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Life can be hectic, and managing your mental health is more important today than ever before. That's why Mindful Therapy Group's mission is to take the pain out of finding a therapist. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Our mental health providers are here for you with both in-person and telehealth options to get you seen in as little as 48 hours. Mindful Therapy Group also accepts insurance. Join us to start your journey to a healthier and happier you. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to get started today.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday gifts for the home, like vacuums, bedding, and home decor. You'll have money left over for those sweet handbells you've had your eye on. Or that standing mixer to whip up some holiday cookies. Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, "Hey, can you put the game on?" At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air, satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Who Sucks Last is coming up in 7 minutes. But first, time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
And as far as our question, what did you do and what was the punishment that you received? Older gentleman in high school, I got Rock Band for my Xbox. I was so freaking stoked. Then I got Rock Band 2 and was super into that. I asked my dad if I could use his debit card to get some songs. He said, sure. Well, he did not take his card off my account. So I slowly started buying more. He didn't say anything. For the course of 6 months, I racked up over $300 on his card. The reason why I know is because he showed me his statement. So yeah, I do paint and sand our 2-story house mostly for free. Good times and rock on. That from Justin. Guys, circa 1981, 6th grade, Riverside Elementary, Klamath Falls, PE time. All running laps in the field. Me and my buddy Mark decided it'd be a good day to moon the 3 girls behind us. Yeah. We stopped, dropped our shorts, and mooned them. All good. Went back to class. Girls were laughing. About 10 minutes later, the principal came in and got us. Evidently, a kid named Stuart rattled us out. Stuart. He rattled us out, went to the office, grabbed our ankles, and got a hack. A wooden board with holes drilled into it. Good times. That from Raymond, the transplant from Klamath Falls. They typically did not... You did not go... You would be disciplined by the teacher before you even got to the principal.
Oh, yeah.
You might be whipped with a paddle twice. Before you even, well, at least once before you walk down the
Guaranteed
hallway.
Once, possibly twice.
That does not count going home. So that day was
right.
That day was typically a pretty good ass beating if you got into some serious trouble. And they did it. They'd leave the door open in the class. The paddle was hanging on the inside of the door frame.
Yeah.
On a nail. And yeah, they'd take those paddles into wood shop and they'd bore holes in them. So when you heard everybody getting paddled in the hallway, it sounded much worse because of the whistling.
Oh yeah, and the echo.
The whole thing. Yeah, it was crazy. I'll move it on to the birthdays. Happy birthday number 6 to Benny. We love you and hope you have a great day. That's lots of love from Mom, Dad, and Logan. Can he get a little kid face sandwich, a hippo fart, and Mickey and Goofy letting him know what to expect for his birthday? Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Fish salad.
Well, gals, it's your 6th birthday, and Lord knows if your parents are asking old Goofy and Mixster to tell you what you should expect, I would stay and start looking around for those airplane tickets to Florida, where the happiest place on earth is waiting for you.
Yeah, we're not even talking about Disneyland. Go to the big one, Disney World. You're going to love all my parks. They're massive, and every day you're there, you get ice cream, and it's cheap. Enjoy all 6 slices of pizza tonight.
Guys, my brother Josh is 31 years old today. Can you give him the dirty Germans talking about what his girl will do to him tonight? Thanks, brothers. Appreciate it.
Yeah, if she does to you tonight what she did to me earlier today, it'll involve 3 fingers, 2 knuckles.
Yeah, what she will do with the ancient German things we call the okie doke. You leave the room and 2 Germans enter. You have to guess out who the room is.
Yeah.
Guys, please wish a happy birthday to my favorite sister, Lurch. I mean, Yvonne. Please have Miles give her some dad jokes to say positive there at her advanced age. Lots of love from Johnny, Grumposaurus Rex, Preston, and T. Diddles. All right, let's see if I got a couple of dad jokes. Oh, I hit the wrong damn thing here. Yep. What do you call 2 doctors in the same room? What do you call 2 doctors in the same room?
I don't know.
A paradox.
Paradox.
Ted, why can't you fart in an Apple store? Why are you not able to fart in an Apple store?
Why can't I fart in an Apple store?
Oh, I can guess. There's no windows?
They don't have windows.
Yep. Good job, Thrill.
Well, I told him it the other day. That's why I asked you. What do you call a German man with only one hand?
I don't know. What do you call a German man with only one hand?
Han Solo. Boo, bitches. Today's my 35th birthday. Can I get a happy Chinooka, a little kid fish sandwich, and you all talking all over yourself about what to do and what not to do in New York City? Thanks, guys. That from Christina.
Happy Chinooka. Fish salad.
Well, thousands of
New York
I'm
City.
not
Don't
taking
get the
the
World Series.
Depends on where you're at.
Where you're at. And enjoy your time. And do not believe anyone on the street that's going to offer you something for any amount of money. They're going to tell you, take it for me. Just ride the subway and see the
all that kind of
rats.
stuff.
Pacholos, today's my awesome husband Adam's birthday. He married a Disney adult, and he's been doing a lot of woodworking in the garage. So can he get a ladies' man fish sandwich, a Pat Sajak, a Johnson jingle, the Dirty Germans, and a dad joke or two? Thanks, guys, and rock on. That from Starla.
Can I buy you a fish sandwich?
She wants a D, and she's going to get one.
You, your girl, and your Johnson.
Yeah, Starla was hostess D and Johnson Talk. I don't know what kind of Disney movies you are watching, but I'd like to watch some with you.
Yeah, it's a Disney adult. I'm sure she's not weird and demanding. So, where would you like to go as a show on vacation, honey? Oh, shocking. Disney again.
All right, let's see here. Dad jokes. Guys, did you hear a suspect stole the toilet from the police station?
Stole the toilet?
Stole the toilet from the police station? Yes.
All right.
They have nothing to go on. Guys, good news. I got in touch with my inner self today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm never buying single ply again. And people, please, you cannot just throw sodium chloride at people.
It's a salt.
It's a salt. Yes. Dad jokes. All right, guys, here you go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
BG.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefly.
Now, the Men's Room wants to know who sucks last?
Hey, time for Who Sucks Last. Stephen Thrill, you bring us 3 stories in the news each and every week. They all suck. It is up to us to determine, out of the 3 stories, which one sucks the least. Now, if you happen to follow KISW on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram, the debate is already underway on Who Sucks Less.
Yes, indeed, and I describe this Who Sucks Less like looking at a picture of the village people. Not a real policeman, not a real Navy guy, not a real native, not a real construction worker. On and on it goes. Today, we're talking imposters. Let's start in New York, where a woman was charged after a disturbance on I-691 eastbound near exit 10, where she impersonated a police officer, but not well. Kimberly Nelson of New Rochelle, New York, she was charged with second-degree breach of peace, second-degree reckless endangerment, and impersonation of a police officer. Now, the man who filed the complaint said he was driving in heavy traffic, and he described encountering a gray Jeep Cherokee driven by Nelson attempting to force her way onto the exit ramp despite insufficient space to merge safely. Now, in order to avoid a collision, he had to maneuver his vehicle onto the right shoulder, but as the situation escalated, he observed Nelson driving alongside his vehicle, reportedly using obscenities toward him. He then continued to follow her onto Route 15 southbound, where she applied the brakes abruptly on the exit ramp, creating a, quote, hazardous situation. Now, during this encounter, he says that he'd been on a 911 call. He then disconnected the call as Nelson pulled up beside him, and she lowered her vehicle's windows to speak to him. Now, it was during this interaction that Nelson claimed to be a police officer and displayed what appeared to be a gold-colored badge and ID. Now, despite these assertions, the investigation revealed that Nelson was not associated with any law enforcement agency. But the man, equipped with a camera system in his vehicle, he captured footage of the incident corroborating his account of the events. Now, while the video did not show her face, the audio portion confirmed her purported claims of being law enforcement. Furthermore, the footage showed Nelson slamming on her brakes on the highway exit ramp, contributing to the dangerous situation. Now, troopers attempted to contact her multiple times to discuss the matter further, but their efforts were unsuccessful. But as a result of the investigation, an arrest warrant was issued for her, and she was apprehended after she voluntarily turned herself in. Are you apprehended if you turn yourself in? I'm just splitting hairs.
There's a warrant out for your arrest.
I guess. All right. So
seems like they're taking credit there where it's like...
That's what I mean, like, she was apprehended.
No.
She showed up, dude. Either way, she was impersonating police officer.
They did? Right. I'm apprehending her.
And now we go over to London, where a woman managed to fulfill her dream of being a doctor without actually going to medical school. How did she do this? By walking into a hospital and posing as a doctor. Her name, Karena Zadkofoga. She's a Bulgarian-born woman living in west of London. She'd always dreamt of becoming a doctor and recently decided that she wasn't going to let a minor detail like, I don't know, lacking medical training stand in her way. So she put on a white robe and rubber gloves, confidently walked into the Ealing Hospital, and started acting like one of the physicians there. Throughout the day, she was seen examining medical instruments, getting into an ambulance, even administering an unknown substance to a patient without anyone noticing that she was not really a doctor. She was so confident that she could pull off her dream job long term, she came back to the hospital 3 days later, this time with a stethoscope around her neck. Now, during her day as a doctor at the hospital, the 19-year-old woman, who introduced herself as Dr. Christina, treated a patient who'd been brought into the hospital under arrest and was under supervision of 2 police officers. That did not intimidate her in the slightest. Hospital CCTV footage shows her administering a syringe of an unknown substance into the patient's mouth. Luckily, the substance did not have any negative effects on this person. At least not yet. Anyway, she carried out her short stint as a doctor back in April before getting arrested when she showed up for her second day at work. But she was only recently sentenced to 12 months of probation, 15 days of rehab activities. She was also banned from entering any National Health Service facility unless she has a health emergency. Now, the woman's lawyer tried to paint her as a young migrant who simply wanted to fulfill her lifelong dream of being a doctor without really endangering anyone, which may have convinced the judge to actually go easy on her for her sentencing, being that she got probation. All right, so yeah, again, she administered an unknown substance into someone's mouth. And now, yeah, man. And as the story goes, a woman who acted as a sign language interpreter at a Florida news conference regarding the arrest of a suspected serial killer, well, she was arrested by the police department. You see, the authorities said the woman, identified as Derlin Roberts, she appeared to be interpreting the Tampa Police Department Chief Brian Dugan's press conference. Really? She was signing complete gibberish during a press conference gathering to announce that someone had finally been arrested in connection with 4 shooting deaths. Now, the police spokeswoman, Lynn Janelle McGregor, she said, quote, she showed up and presented herself as being here to provide interpreter services, and then that because the press conference was put together so quickly, the department did not have time to actually get an interpreter that they knew of. Well, Wendy Rossi, that's an actual Texas Sign Language interpreter, said the woman's finger movements didn't mean anything, and hence the deaf community was being left out of the important information in the community. Another sign language expert said, quote, she waved her arms around like she was singing Jingle Bells. Now, she informed the authorities about looking into it and how she found out about it or if someone hired her to come into the conference. She also assured the department will only use interpreters from their contractor to avoid this in the future. So this lady showed up at a press conference. Yeah, man. And just went up there and swung her fingers around.
Okay.
So
that happens a decent amount.
Does it?
Yes, it does. I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, I shouldn't say decent,
well, I mean,
but
more than it should.
Yeah, there's like 10 stories like this.
Oh, my God. All right, so we have, Jesus. The woman in New York who pretended to be a cop after basically road raging with a guy. We have the 19-year-old woman in London posing as a doctor who, again, administered a syringe of unknown substance into a patient's mouth.
Oh, wait, for the record, people, syringe, a syringe is just that container.
It's not the needle.
Not the needle.
Right,
People got stuck with a needle.
No.
A syringe is a syringe.
Thank you.
Either way, I think the 19-year-old woman in London sucks the most.
Think she sucks the most?
I think she sucks the most because somebody like that, you don't know what was in that syringe. Fortunately, nothing was in there.
Fortunately.
That made that guy sick.
But did she just pick it up, or was somebody like, hey, we need to give this to him?
Dude, I don't know, because the way they described the story, I mean, she showed up, quote-unquote, prepared, so because there was no needle attached to it, you can buy a syringe, right? You can go to the Rite Aid, buy a syringe.
It was a Jell-O shot.
So, right? Exactly. Actually, that's the last time I used a syringe was a Jell-O shot. So she could have just had that in her pocket and made it look like you're doing something official. She probably got vodka.
It could have been Kool-Aid.
I'm not dismissing the woman who did the sign language thing here, but there are a couple things that typically hold true. First of all, if you're deaf, you do have some ability to read lips,
sure,
to a certain degree.
Some people.
There's also closed captioning on your television. So if you are watching this and you are deaf, there are options that you could take to hopefully avoid the situation. The woman obviously is a scam artist. They probably paid her $100, $80.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Miles, I am with you though. I understand people are deaf, but they're not dumb. So if I was watching and see she's speaking gibberish, and generally nowadays there's a ticker underneath that says we caught a serial killer.
Right.
But I probably would just click on the closed captioning.
It would be on my TV all the time.
Right, so you're right.
For sports and other things where you don't
what
have the
she
ability.
did was not correct, but I'm with you. It's like, I feel like they still got some of the information.
But that was the equivalent of like, all right, so we're watching a press conference. We are not deaf, okay? Now, we have the closed caption, so we know the information we need to know, but the person giving the press conference is going...
Okay, think about it.
Because that's what they're reading.
Right.
And
but also, it's
you
more...
got to be distracted. Even though I'm reading the bottom...
If I'm deaf, I am locked into this woman because this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
That's what
It's almost like if you're... Okay, your brother, right?
Hey, she's got comedy on her side, all right?
I know. I'm just saying you're distracted.
You're not taking your eyes off this.
Who is? What is this woman doing?
None of this makes any sense. It'd be almost like if your brother made a call, right?
We know the hand motion.
We know what holding looks like, but instead he just spins around 2 or 3 times, points you, and goes, holding. Right. And you go like, this guy's insane.
Right, exactly. Or if he did the holding motion and just blah, 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 blah.
Or he just went over and grabbed a player and started yanking his arm. Holding this guy. You'd be like, this ref is out of control. So to me, it would be more entertaining. So I believe in this instance...
She did make me chuckle the most.
The sign language interpreter sucks the least. Obviously, the woman is in danger driving in New York. Fortunately, no one was injured or hurt in that incident.
And again,
she turned herself in. So
this has happened before with the interpreters, and I'm sure you're making an arrest. These press conferences come together pretty quick, so there's not time to vet people. And also, you have to wonder what goes through somebody's mind. It's like, you know what, man, I'm going to go down and mess with the cops and everybody on TV.
It is. Somebody here says the sign language interpreter at Nelson Mandela's funeral did the gibberish thing, too.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Nelson Mandela's funeral.
The lady in New York, she went a little too far. But I also feel like that's heat of the moment. She's just pissed.
Sure.
And you're right. Credit to her. She sucked it up and walked into that precinct.
Was apprehended when she showed up. Yeah.
And showed up. I don't know, man. This is a tough one. Because honestly, we don't know what that was in that syringe. It obviously wasn't anything terrible. But I mean, right? Like,
a little creepy.
But she's just looking at the stuff, hopped in an ambulance.
Oh, yeah.
And sprayed the some known substance into somebody's mouth.
Think how that dude feels. Like, wait, what?
But I mean, like, nothing bad. It's not like she went in there and was like
doing surgery.
Like, I'm going to scrub up and like cut open this dude. So, I mean, I'm going to say she sucks the least. And she had the most adventure.
Oh, yeah, true.
I hope it was Kool-Aid.
Debate continues on Who Sucks Less if you follow KISW on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. You are listening to the Men.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday gifts for the home, like vacuums, bedding, and home decor. You'll have money left over for those sweet handbells you've had your eye on. Or that standing mixer to whip up some holiday cookies. Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Life can be hectic, and managing your mental health is more important today than ever before. That's why Mindful Therapy Group's mission is to take the pain out of finding a therapist. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Our mental health providers are here for you with both in-person and telehealth options to get you seen in as little as 48 hours. Mindful Therapy Group also accepts insurance. Join us to start your journey to a healthier and happier you. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to get started today.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Room. 99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, coming up in just minutes, we'll drink and toast for the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check out with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. 20% of McDonald's locations were forced to take the Quarter Pounder off of the menu due to an E. coli outbreak.
Huh.
That's a bad thing. Yeah. The fact that they could
it's
trace
just the quarter
it.
Pounders.
Right.
Because
right.
they said they believe that it might be from the onions, not the meat. But they apparently use different onions on the Big Mac than they do on the Quarter Pounder.
That's right. Quarter Pounder's got a big diced
actual onions, right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But the other ones are dehydrated for the rest of the sandwiches.
For whatever reason, I was just never a Quarter Pounder guy.
Yeah, it was just a little bit too much.
And also, I just feel like you go to McDonald's, you get a Big Mac.
I get 2 cheeseburgers. But either 2 cheeseburgers or a Big Mac. But yeah, the Quarter Pounder.
I'm with you. I like their cheeseburger. There's nothing wrong with the Quarter Pounder.
Yeah.
Nope. I'd order fish fillet. I don't know. But like, if I go to Burger King, you get the Whopper.
Sure.
Which basically is kind of a Quarter Pounder.
Yeah, I know.
I think the Quarter Pounder, it's just like, I just never think of it. But I know people that swear by the Quarter Pounder.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. My only issue with the Quarter Pounder is, sorry, Steve, I want a little bit more foliage on my burger.
I know you do, and that's okay. I get it. Like, if you want the foliage, you go, like, hey, that's your thing. I want as little as is possible.
Sure.
My if you?
Mike Tyson, ladies and gentlemen.
Tell me about your if you.
The foliage.
I don't like foliage.
I don't like them leafy green.
Get off the
is I think you could add shredded lettuce to anything. It doesn't really have a ton of taste, but it has like the crunch and stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm with you. If I got a burger, put a mound of it on there.
You bet. It's a great idea, Ted.
I just remember in Fuddruckers, and you made your own toppings. And as a kid, they had shredded lettuce. And I don't like, there's nothing wrong with leaf lettuce.
Sure.
Even though I changed my voice. But even
saying that I do believe there's something.
There's actually a big issue. Right. Nothing wrong with it. I don't know what I'm doing.
Big difference.
But shredded lettuce, I remember as a kid, as Fuddruckers, I remember like my mom once was like, you don't need that much. It's like, Mom, but it's shredded. And
it's a salad.
Right. Again, I'm 43. I get fired up if I buy a bag of hearty pre-shredded lettuce. It's going on everything.
Hell yeah, dude. Makes a sandwich better.
You know, you're right. If you do like lettuce and it's shredded, people...
Yeah.
Because I can't be bothered to cut up a leaf.
I'm to lettuce with Miles and like my buddy Joe are to ice, right? They have their favorite ice and this and that. So I like all lettuce. But that shredded stuff.
Oh, I was at a restaurant not too long ago. They had a fried chicken sandwich.
Oh, right.
And they served it on leaf lettuce. So they served it with leaf lettuce.
Okay.
No, that is a cardinal sin of mine.
Lettuce.
It needs shredded lettuce on a fried
shredded lettuce.
I prefer the leaf lettuce because I'm not going to eat it, and I can just pull it off in one fell swoop instead of raking off all my condiments.
I got to buy more lettuce.
Washington College has changed their logo after the logo featuring George Washington's signature was deemed too hard to read.
It's a signature, first of all. Most of them are.
Right.
Well, they're saying, it's because they don't study cursive. It's like, right. And I've even said this to my kids. I don't care if you learn cursive or not, but when you sign your signature, it's in cursive. And most people that sign their signature, you can't read it anyway.
Right. If you want to jazz up the logo a little bit because it was just his signature with, I think, Washington College in red underneath it.
Put some lipstick on him.
Jazz it up.
I don't know why. I just heard jazz hands.
Little eyeliner.
Right. Give him a little blush, a little rouge.
But it's like, what else did they think it said?
Right.
And he's Washington.
It's George frickin' Washington.
Right. He was the man
Keep
in the
the
1700s.
Let's change the Declaration of Independence because kids are having a hard time reading the signatures of the people who signed it.
Yeah, Lincoln was boring.
It detracts kids from going because they can't read the signature.
Yeah, that's why I did not go to this school. I couldn't read the signature of the person it's named after.
Because there's no other good colleges around Washington.
No, not at all. Jesus, man.
There's a new pink cocaine that's gaining popularity.
Well, we know
Not
why.
new,
It does
but
not
you're
get-
hearing about it now.
It doesn't contain any cocaine, is the thing.
Yeah, that's why the dude from
One Direction.
The One Direction. And what One Direction is down, that guy fell off the balcony, pink cocaine in his system.
Aha.
He'd been that's why they're talking so much about it now. It's been out there for a hot minute, man, but
It has.
yeah.
But
If you have
it is kind of
a significant death, that's when things get attention.
right. It is kind of ironic. People call it pink cocaine because there's a lot of stuff in it, but it's not.
But not cocaine.
Right. It's just a powdery substance, so.
What is what? Molly, ketamine, and heroin?
God.
It's Molly and ketamine.
I don't now.
I don't know who you're
Technically-
buying yours from, Ted.
Well, I think it has 2CB as opposed to like MDMA. Which people go smoke.
Okay.
The thing is, there's so many different things, right? Like if you go to like Alston, they sell weed gummies, but they're not THC. They're Delta 9. They're one molecule off. So I think 2C or 2CB is kind of the same. Like,
but not
right, exactly. But I know meth's in it.
That's right.
And then it has something.
Fentanyl is in it as well.
Yeah. Well, don't forget when people say Molly, you're talking about MDMA. The MA part of that is methamphetamine.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of drugs out there like that.
Jeez, I wish.
But as opposed to like just thinking of a person that smokes meth or injects
Sure.
it, that's I
like when Mike acts like he doesn't know. That's why I buy it off in the bathroom here at work.
Dude, he showed up at my house at 3 a.m. Pacifier in. He's all raved out.
Well, those
You
glow
were not
sticks.
quiet, dude.
Open up, Ted.
Yeah, Frank and Carol. I had to have a conversation with them.
Just need your couch, dude. I can't drive home. Got any water?
Yeah. Actually, I'm out of all the soda waters. You drank a flat of them.
I did. Got the good Topo Chicos, man.
Yeah. Didn't want to eat anything, but God, he was hungry the next day. Go Hawks.
That's what sign off. We're officially a month into the autumn season, but do we really know all about this fantastically beige season?
The Men's Room Top 10.
Fantastically beige.
The Men's Room Top 10.
10 historical facts about autumn you probably didn't know. In the state of Washington, there are laws on the books that say as soon as the season of fall is ushered in and the skies begin to fill with ship's hull gray, moisture-laden clouds, certain things must occur. 1. Miles Montgomery must begin to ache and moan about the lack of sunlight. 2. Steve the Thrill Hill will once again break out his rosy disposition on the fact that the weather here sucks for 9+ months out of the year. And by proxy, we will play November Rain from Guns N' Roses. A lot. I don't make the rules, people. I just abide by them.
We already started.
Bring on the gray. Fight me.
We already started the this discussion.
Yeah.
Just even in the elevator, Michigan. I can't believe it's only 10 days, man. The clocks don't freaking change. God.
It's already getting dark outside, for God's sake.
I found out I'm really screwed.
Oh, yeah?
My clock's already an hour behind. I'll be
no.
2 hours behind.
Have I tried to adjust your clock and I just failed?
Good luck.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, was that one of the things I was like,
I don't know.
I got it.
Honestly, my car is so old, and shout out, it still runs and everything else. It's got 340,000 miles on it.
That's
but
like going to the moon. You realize it? It's like literally if you
is
drove
it?
to if you drove to the moon, you might already be on your way back.
The problem is, Mike, is the clock and the temperature thing, they don't always turn on. So, like last night, as I parked, they actually lit up, and I was like, it's an hour behind already.
Holy crap, you're absolutely right. The moon is 238,900 miles away.
So you've driven. You're on your way back home, bro. That car is driven you to the moon. You did whatever you're going to do. Probably get a Pepsi, and now you're driving back.
Just get the Pepsi.
And you wanted a moon Pepsi.
Moon Pepsi,
Yeah.
man.
Said what's up to Sputnik?
Yeah.
Well, I just went to the moon. I didn't go that far.
There you go. The carbonation's different on the moon, you know.
Oh, I'm like the Red Bull guy.
Twisted!
Twisted tea.
They were there to meet you.
Hey, look, if you drink Red Bulls, you probably enjoy a Twisted Tea.
Oh, God. So these are some fun historical facts about fall. Number 10, Americans used to celebrate October 31st by sending, you ready for this, Steve? Halloween cards.
Oh, my God.
The Henry Ford Museum has a photo of an old Halloween card from 1930 with a witch brewing a ghost in a cauldron.
We don't need a card. Just give me candy.
Right. Here's a Halloween
card.
I mean, what kind of candy could you give out back then?
Caramel.
It's probably homemade.
Right.
Here's a teaspoon of sugar. It's up in your mouth.
Want an apple slice with a razor blade in it?
It'll cost you extra.
I feel like back then, somebody gave you a biscuit. You'd be like, whoa,
hell yeah. That's the rich family.
Got a biscuit.
Got to go up the hill, man. They got biscuits.
Trick or treat. Here's a pair of shoes.
How old are you? 8? Here's your shot of mead.
Number 9, Greek legend for autumn. Let's see, it comes from Persephone, the goddess of vegetation. She was picking flowers one day when Hades, the god of the underworld, fell madly in love with her. He took her back to the underworld with him, making her his queen. Persephone's mom, Demeter, goddess of the harvest, was so distraught that she refused to let anything grow.
Bitch.
Zeus saw that a massive famine was killing everyone on Earth, so he had Persephone be returned. However, before Hades let her go, he made her eat some pomegranate. Persephone was unaware of the rule that if anyone ate food from a different realm, they were forced to stay in that realm. Zeus had heard about this and gave Persephone an exception. So I guess you could just kind of beat that with, Zeus saying it's all cool. But don't
worry about it.
She only had to live with Hades for half the year. Thus, while Persephone was on Earth with her mom, she let things grow. And while Persephone reigned as queen of the underworld, all the vegetation died off.
And then one day they said, "Oh, the Earth spins."
That's right.
You got this big long story. You know what? Check that. Never mind.
Our story's better. Number 8 of the historical facts about fall that you might not have known. Jack-o'-lanterns actually come from an Irish legend. This fable comes from the Celtic Ireland during, let's see here, their October 31st holiday marking the new year. On this night, evil spirits roam the earth, and in order to protect their homes, families would carve menacing faces into turnips and leave them outside.
Yeah, I knew turnips was the thing.
Yeah.
When I say evil spirits, the first thing I picture is Yukon Jack.
That's a wintertime beverage.
I know, and an evil spirit.
I mean, I just always think banshees.
Yeah, them screaming
That's always
ghosts.
big, in like the Irish lore. Mm-hmm. As a child, I was very scared of banshees.
You bet, dude.
Now I realize they're just barn owls.
Yeah. And the thing is, they only come out on misty nights when it's already kind of spooky outside. There's a full moon. It's clear out there other than the mist that's all around there.
Why do monsters ever do anything during the damn day?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, it's daytime.
It's flipping rude.
We're awake. Like, if nothing else, it's rude because, like, hey, I'm trying to get some shut-eye.
Right. It's 3 a.m. Shut up. Whoa, you're dead. Shut up.
Be quiet.
What are you bitching about?
You had your shot. You're gone now.
Is there any, like, slasher films or dude kills during the day?
No.
I mean, a death might occur during the day, but
Even Jaws typically attacked at night.
Until the end.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He attacked the boat.
That's right. And the kid.
I don't think no.
Kid in Jaws?
Yeah. That kid gets eaten.
He's not out there swimming at night, dude.
Swimming in the middle of the day.
I remember the kid getting eaten in Jaws.
The kid on the raft?
Oh.
Yeah.
He did get eaten.
Oh, the blood comes squirting up out of the water.
Yeah. Then the mom slaps the mayor. You should have never opened those beaches.
Like, why you knew. Slap the shark.
I said beaches.
Slap the shark. Don't slap me. Slap the shark. Go take care of it. Fall history facts.
I don't blame her.
No. My kid's been shark food.
Yeah.
He's chum.
And he ate that dog.
He did eat the dog. That was kind of funny, though. Well, kids are playing fetch. Just the way they filmed the scene. Not that the dog was eaten, but you're like...
No. You said what you said.
Yeah.
It's funny that a dog got ate by a shark.
Well, that dog, yeah.
Time I see Molly, I'm going to tell her what you said.
She's going to sit me and growl all night.
Just know that if he knows that there's a shark in the ocean, he's throwing a ball.
Yeah.
Trick-or-treating actually goes back to the Celts. In what is now called Ireland, the Celts dressed up like evil spirits to celebrate the end of the year. They believed that as the year transitioned to the next, the dead and the living would overlap and demons would roam the earth again. Dressing up as evil spirits would fool the actual demons, and living Celt would be left alone. So they actually were just kind of blending in with the
Why does
spirits
everyone
all
act
over.
like Earth is like the place to be?
I mean,
evil spirits. They roamed the earth. Like, they didn't roam somewhere. I mean, you can go anywhere you want at that point. Like, man, come here.
Okay, well, you
Freak
know,
people out. One night to party with them. I mean, it just seems like a waste of time. Like, really, that's what you chose to do. All right.
Okay, but imagine that you're stuck in this building. You're stuck here at work all the time. You get one day to go down to, like, the wharf. Like, all right, I'm going to go party it up down there.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Right.
What I'm saying, though, is they let me out of maybe I go somewhere else.
Right.
Maybe I just want to go to Mod Pizza.
I mean, hell, Clay Ellum sounds good compared to this after a while, dude.
I might stay here.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd go party it up in Clay Ellum.
Okay.
I have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's great out there.
Mm-hmm. I'm in.
Got the 3 Feather Lakes.
I just want to go to that cowboy bar.
Yeah, I'll stay.
Yeah.
Early pumpkin pies, this sucks, had pumpkins as the crust.
Ew.
Americans in New England were obsessed with pumpkins. They brewed pumpkin ale. They added dried pumpkin to flips.
Flips?
But, I mean, you got to remember, they don't have much sweet stuff.
Right.
Sure.
So, like, it probably tasted good to them.
So,
yeah, comparatively.
Like cranberries, a handful of things.
So, one of the earliest recipes involved filling a hollowed out pumpkin with spice sweetened milk and cooking it directly in a fire. So the pumpkin itself was the crust.
All right.
That's wild, man. Thanksgiving date was set up to help the Great Depression recovery. The specific day and even month to celebrate Thanksgiving varied between presidents until President Lincoln declared in an 1863 proclamation that it would occur on the last Thursday of November.
That's why I got shot.
You son of a bitch.
I love doing it a second.
However, mid-Depression, Thanksgiving was going to be on the very last day of November. This concerned President Roosevelt that the economy would suffer due to a shortened Christmas season. Thus, a second presidential proclamation was issued, moving Thanksgiving to the second to last Thursday in November.
All right. How do you think they feel now where it's like, hey, I know you're worried about the shortened Christmas season, all the commerce. Yeah, we start these commercials in like early October now.
That's right. The Monster Mash was actually banned in the UK.
Why? Because it sucks?
Right. The Monster Mash was banned because the BBC failed to see the funny side and viewed lyrics like, it was a graveyard smash as too morbid.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're right. I won't play it in my house.
What do we ban? War of the Worlds?
Thanksgiving gave us TV dinner. Swanson salesman Gary Thomas thought of the idea for frozen dinners in 1953 after seeing that his company had 260 tons of frozen turkey left over after Thanksgiving sitting in 10 refrigerated railroad cars. Since the refrigeration and the train cars only worked while in motion, the train moved back and forth between Nebraska and the East Coast until a better plan was hatched. And he said, screw it. Carve the damn thing up and put it into a easily cooked thing.
All right. And shout out to Butterball. His frozen turkeys were around, but they absolutely sucked.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and then Butterball came along, and it was like, oh, you can actually cook a frozen turkey, and it will taste good.
Nice. Did you hear what Butterball's whipping out this year?
No.
They have a frozen turkey that you can cook that does not need to be thawed days before in the refrigerator.
Get out of it.
Oh, come on.
That's
a game changer.
You can actually take it out of the freezer and put it in the oven and cook that bitch that day, and it's fine. I mean, it's not going to be like if you brined it.
Sure.
But you can take a frozen turkey out.
So we're not screwing this up over and over.
Well, just in case you need room in your refrigerator for other things or whatever the deal is. I mean,
does anybody know what candy corn was originally called?
Earplugs?
Ass.
Pieces of corn.
Chicken feed.
Oh,
it does look like chicken feed.
Yeah, right. And then here's the number one fact about autumn that you might not have known. I like this one. Bobbing for apples was actually a UK dating technique.
So you won't play Monster Mash, but to pick up a date, the original
girl.
tender.
Hey, can you get that?
I still don't know how I feel about that game.
Bobbing for apples?
Yeah.
I mean, if my apple's the reward, it's not worth it, is my issue. Correct.
How do you not? You don't like fruit and vegetables?
No, I'm just saying, I'm not going to dunk my head in there to
for
get
an
a freaking apple.
If it's a caramel covered apple, sure.
No, it's delicious Honey Crisp. I'm going in for it.
No. Look, if adults want to do it, fine. I don't know, man. It feels weird being like, get all the kids around, have them get something with their mouth.
I'll put my head down there
right?
for like a Butterfinger.
Sounds creepy.
Okay, most things do.
Well, passing the egg back and forth, that's safe. Tossing?
Mm-hmm. Have them just toss an egg back and forth.
God, it's fun in my house.
Miles, a staple snack is getting a temporary facelift.
What do you mean?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, it's going to contest it on the line for Profile This at 206-803-ROCK. All right, have we made it to drinking time?
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday athletic gifts like bikes, tents, and outdoor gear. You'll have money left over for a premium yoga mat so you can try to touch your toes by New Year's.
Almost there.
Or that Pro Series 2-person sled with titanium alloy skis. Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Life can be hectic, and managing your mental health is more important today than ever before. That's why Mindful Therapy Group's mission is to take the pain out of finding a therapist. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Our mental health providers are here for you, with both in-person and telehealth options to get you seen in as little as 48 hours. Mindful Therapy Group also accepts insurance. Join us to start your journey to a healthier and happier you. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to get started today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Amazon Fall Favorites are here to make you say, woo! With low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. Woo! So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on Fall Favorites at Amazon.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. you're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve at Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast a police officer of the Avon Somerset Police Department in jolly old England. Now, in 2019, this officer, he was actually named Officer of the Year. But more recently, he was a spokesman for the police department regarding the challenges that he and other officers are facing after recent budget cuts. Anyway, the reason we're toasting him is because this police officer's name is Officer Rob Banks.
Rob Banks.
That is the man's name. It is Officer Rob Banks, Officer of the Year in 2019. You cannot beat that. That's like if you're a veterinarian. What's your name? Ray Bees. And I mean, just like, come on, man.
Rob Banks.
Rob Banks.
I think you picked the wrong profession.
I think it's perfect. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
That's Steve at Thrill Hill. Could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
Oh, I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Justin. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola. All right, Justin, you understand how this here game is played?
Sure do, Thrill.
Fantastic. You have your choice of one of three stories. Today, we offer you the wonderful world of drugs. We have interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. And finally, Animalize This, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem.
Ted, what do you want to do?
Bob for apples.
Hit me?
You do hit me? Well, that wasn't one of the categories, Ted.
It wasn't.
We got drugs, we got interior decorating, and Animalize This.
Drugs.
Drugs. All right, here's the story. We're going to Indiana, where a man carjacked a woman and then ran her over with her own SUV twice before crashing and breaking the leg of a second woman and another vehicle. Well, they got arrested, told police he was high on 2 drugs and did not remember the events of that night. Now, that's a lot to unpack, but one Chance Tressler, he faces charges of robbery, battery, auto theft, and leaving the scene of an accident. The incident left the woman he ran over with swelling, bruises, and bleeding. But the carjacking started after a woman left her GMC Acadia unlocked outside of a gas station. The suspect left a stolen Chrysler 200 idling at the gas station lot and then got into the Acadia and started driving away. The victim held on to the handle of the driver's side door, but she was run over when he put the car in reverse and drove forward and over her again before finally driving away. Now, at one point, he ran a red light, in which he was then hit by an oncoming car and crashed and sent the other driver to the hospital with a broken leg. Now, police eventually tracked down the owner of the Chrysler that the suspect left at the gas station, and the owner told police, quote, he had a pretty good idea who stole it, saying it was a man named Chance who worked for him and stayed at his house overnight. Police did find Tressler the following day, and he told cops, hey, man, I was high on 2 different drugs, and I'd stopped taking my medication for schizophrenia. He also told investigators that he borrowed a car from his boss and got lost. Says he pulled into the gas station for directions and a drink because he had cotton mouth before driving off in another vehicle. And he said he thought he hit the curb pulling out of the lot. And did remember getting T-boned later. Anyway, he stated that he then left in a panic, sat down somewhere, and woke up in a bean field. Now, he admitted that he ran from the accident because he knew he was going to be in some trouble. And he was not wrong. All that said, he's being held on $50,000 bond. So the question is, what drug was he on in addition to meth? Because he was on 2 different drugs. Meth was one of them. Was he also on cocaine, Xanax, crack, or heroin? Coke, Xannies, crack, or heroin. What was the other drug he was on in addition to meth?
Oh, don't know why, but I'm leaning Xanax. But what do you guys think?
I mean, I feel like heroin and meth kind of go together. And Xanax makes sense, but he couldn't get his regular prescriptions, and that's an excuse that he was on these two drugs, right?
Yeah, that's what he's selling the cops.
I'm going to go, Justin, I'm going to go heroin. I think he did basically a speedball.
Yeah, I'm with Miles. I'm going heroin.
You guys have done more drugs than me, so let's go with heroin.
All right, heroin, roll in.
Clean sweep.
Say it like that, dude.
All right, he's on meth. What else was he on? Cocaine, Xanax, crack, or heroin? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Category drugs on profile list. We got an Indiana man who carjacked a woman's car. He ended up running over her twice as she tried to stop him. Mm-hmm. Then I guess he hit another woman while driving away. Then ended up in a bean field. Don't ask me. He was high on 2 different drugs. One of them was meth. So in addition to meth, what was this guy on? Cocaine, Xanax, crack, or heroin?
And Justin, that is the question that we posed to you. You were in agreement with Ted Smith. You were in agreement with Miles Montgomery. Heroin for the clean sweep. No. It was not heroin. Justin, in the future, listen to your gut. It was, in fact, Xanax.
Oh, no kidding.
It was Xanax, yep.
Okay.
Xanax.
Interesting way to get there. Now, for TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Your choices today: Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers, The Jimmys,
Fallon and Kimmel,
Tomlinson,
Taylor,
Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
That's right there. The title. These guys have teams of talented writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
The World Series matchup has been set, and the first game is on Friday night, and it's between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the New York Yankees. Or some are calling it Hollywood versus Broadway.
I think it's Myers.
Fallon?
Smith!
Damn it.
Let's go! I don't know. I'm well fired. I thought I gave it away earlier when I said jazz hands. Lost Cherry. Tom Ford's new $250 perfume is being compared to embalming fluid because it contains benzaldehyde. I spelt it out phonetically and still screwed it up. The same chemical used during the embalming process and used in foods to create a taste like almond or cherry. Yummy. I'm sure I'll incorporate this into my new cookbook. Does this taste like Nana's funeral?
Colbert.
Yeah, Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, it's Colbert.
Lost Cherry. Tom Ford's new $255 perfume is being compared to embalming fluid because it contains benzaldehyde, the same chemical used during the embalming process and which incidentally is also used in food to create an almond or a cherry taste. Yummers. I'll be sure to incorporate that into my new cookbook. Does this taste like Nana's funeral?
Get some good food at funerals.
You do.
Peloton is teaming up with Costco to sell their bike as a new way to reach new customers. Costco has food, furniture, and exercise bikes. They're pretty much a USA Today away from being a Marriott.
Come on.
Fallon.
Oh, which one?
Peloton, Costco.
Peloton is partnering with Costco to sell their bike as they look to reach new customers.
Ooh.
Costco's got food, furniture, and exercise bikes. I mean, they're pretty much a USA Today away from being a Marriott.
Coca-Cola has issued a recall for more than 13,000 cases of Minute Maid lemonade because they are mislabeled. Specifically, contains lemons.
Myers.
Yeah, it's that.
Coca-Cola has issued a recall for 13,000 cases of Minute Maid lemonade because they're mislabeled. Specifically, contains lemons.
In his new memoir, Al Pacino says he will be forever haunted by a childhood injury to his penis, while the rest of us will be forever haunted by that headline. Colbert.
In his new memoir, Al Pacino says he'll forever be haunted by a childhood injury to his penis, while the rest of us will be forever haunted by that headline.
Hooah! Ma! I hurt my penis.
Did you hear what his deal was on that?
I mean, I don't know. He's got like 5 kids. He just had one.
Well,
he works fine.
So basically, he was 9 years old, and he fell, and somehow a cord or something kind of just went straight up to Jimmy. So I think it either cut him or something like that. The problem is, at the time, his grandmother was also living with him.
Grandmother, mother, and aunt.
So when it came time to inspect the damage, they're tugging at this thing. One's got one hand on him, the berries, the other. So he's got 3 women in his life who he knows intimately, basically pulling his stuff apart to find out, the damage that's been done.
He accidentally fell on it.
Well, yeah, whatever. Like he was walking on top of like a tightrope walk, as he says. Right. Walking on like the edge of a fence, slipped. As kids are prone to do. But now,
he's injured.
Mom, Grandma, and her aunt are all like, "Oh, poor Alf!
Pull down your pants. We got to check out your penis to make sure it's not, lacerated or whatever the deal is."
Mm-hmm. All right, John Stamos. We all know him, correct?
Correct. Yes.
What's he most famous? What do you know him for?
Being John Stamos, but also Full House.
Okay, I would say for being attractive.
Oh, yeah.
Being John Stamos.
Well, he said he was a nerdy kid in junior high and high school. Hobbies that were, he says, not chick magnet type things like magic, puppets, and marching band. All right, that's fair. But he said his graduation approach, he starts getting he starts kind of growing into his body, becoming John Stamos, good looking. He finds out that the hottest girl in school is into him. He starts blabbing to people at a party, gets back to this girl's boyfriend who punched him, gave him a black eye. He says from that moment on, he was determined to be a star. To this day, each milestone in my career, I remember thinking I'm going to show him. I'm going to get on TV. And I'm going to have bodyguards. I'll be playing with the Beach Boys. I'm going to get invited. I'm going to invite him to a concert. In the middle of my drum solo, I'm going to say, "Go get him, boys." And they would beat him up. And I would drive off into a limo and wave at him, and that would be it. He even wanted to dedicate his recent memoir to the guy, but the publishers wouldn't let it. He said he was going to call him Small Wiener or something because I can't remember his name.
But move on, man.
I've been punched many times in the face, and I just don't hold that much.
I mean, look, everybody, it's easy for athletes. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. I get it. He thinks he uses this as motivation and everything. But I'm with you. Even for me, that seems a little crazy to be I'm going to name the memoir Mike Hawk because Mike Hawk punched me in high school.
I'm still thinking about this.
Right.
So it obviously affected him.
I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
I think we can agree.
Well, yeah. And I mean, I don't know. You could still think about stuff from the past, but I wouldn't.
It doesn't really dictate what I choose to do. When it's that far back. At John Stamos' age, that should not be your motivation.
As Frozen would say it, just let it go.
At this point, dude, you can ban any woman you want. I'd be like, pfft.
I think that guy knows.
Or he's like, what? I don't know you were that mad.
Yeah. I mean, also, right, that guy, maybe he doesn't even know who John Stamos is.
He might be like, wait, that's the guy I punched? Yeah.
Or he's just been, at the local bar held up by the jukebox and the pool table. I can think of a bar right now where that guy would be sitting.
Yep.
All right, everybody knows if you listen to the Men's Room, what type of movie do all 4 of us agree on that we love? The answer is romantic comedies. Thank you, Throw.
All the time. All the time.
Again, I generally watch them on airplanes. I've really cut down on my rom-com viewing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just because it's not as big of an option.
All right.
Yeah.
My son's getting into the rom-com thing.
Is he?
Yeah, and I'm just like, whatever, man. I think he likes ass is basically what I'm getting out of this. You know what I mean? How do I score a woman?
What's he watching?
Brother, I couldn't tell you. Because when he's I don't sit in, my wife will watch those movies with him. And they have a couple of TV shows with all the streaming services. I don't know what half of them are about. But he'll tell me, whatever the name is, he knows I'm not going to sit down and watch it. But, that's his time. I'm like, hey, enjoy, man.
Yeah.
Like what you like.
Yeah, also, he's getting to the age where he's just going to naturally watch more rom-coms.
Sure.
Because chicks like to watch rom-coms.
Yeah, it goes a long
I would
way.
say I watched a lot of rom-coms till I was probably about 25, right? Then you kind of, I don't know. It's just all right, I'm not trying to be nice to.
But I like it, man. He likes rom-coms. He likes Deadpool. We can work with this. It's all good.
Yeah. So these are saying the 10 worst rom-coms ever. In case you're wondering, I'll just cut to the chase on this one. Number 1 is Geely.
Oh, Ben Affleck.
Oh, God, Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
I don't normally just straight up quit movies. That was when I straight up quit.
I never even started to watch it. It got panned. And I had no interest in seeing it in the first place, to be fair. But it got panned so bad. But you're telling me you gave it a shot.
So bad, dude.
What is it about?
Ben Affleck, I believe, is some sort of a bodyguard for Jennifer Lopez.
All right.
And there's some sexual tension between the two.
Sure.
That she is not reciprocating, or that he's like a bad boy or something like that keeps pining after her, but she's not giving him anything. And the dialogue is awful. The storyline is awful. The chemistry between the two, despite the fact that they were married twice.
Well, we saw that worked out in real life.
Awful. Like, it's
to me, if I remember correctly, that was hey, they're together. They're two of the more famous stars on the planet. Let's put them in a movie quickly.
That was the sentence I got.
And it was trash.
Number 10 on the list, though, was Aloha.
2015.
I mean, it seems like it shouldn't miss, right? You have all the main characters for a rom-com. Emma Stone,
all right,
Bradley Cooper, Rachel McAdams, John Krasinski, Bill Murray.
I vaguely
And they
remember
whiffed.
this one being talked about.
Yeah, still sucked.
No kidding. Damn.
Worst rom-coms ever? I didn't know it was supposed to be funny at all, but they say 50 Shades of Grey.
Was that supposed to be a comedy?
I know people love the book.
I didn't think that was supposed to be a rom-com.
No, that was
I
just
thought
a
that was
smut
about BDSM.
Yeah, sex. BDSM. I mean, it's only
I
interesting.
never saw it. Is that what it really is? Isn't it time people love and great?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's all the different shades.
I see.
All right, let's go to 2012. This movie just simply called LOL.
Yeah, I'm already out.
Yeah.
Again, it's got Miley Cyrus in it. And
I'm out even further.
Demi Moore. Miley Cyrus, great talent, very attractive woman. I don't know that I need to see her in movies.
No. 2012, she was still a kid, though, wasn't she?
Yeah, 12 years younger than she is now.
Was that when she was really breaking out? Was that when she had her,
Jesus, I don't know. I'm talking about her now.
That's fair call. Fair call. My bad.
God damn it, Mike. I don't
Sorry,
know.
I'm getting too deep with this, Ted. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Yeah, like Jesus, man.
Don't mean to anger you, Ted.
Number 7 of the worst rom-coms ever, Accidental Love in 2014.
Accidental Love.
Missed that one, too.
Nope, same.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Up so far, I'm perfect on this one.
If Mike and I haven't seen
I missed
it,
all the bad movies.
then I'm willing to bet nobody in here has seen it. Let's see. Who was in that one? Accidental Love. All right. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal. Seemed like it should have been a hit. Jessica Biel. Mr. Wrong from 1996.
I remember the name, but I couldn't tell you who's in it.
That was Ellen DeGeneres. It had...
sexy.
Who else was it? Ellen DeGeneres, Joan Cusack, Bill Pullman.
Still not sexy.
Yeah, a lonely single woman finds the seemingly perfect man to date, but soon regrets it when his deranged, possessive other personality emerges, and she cannot convince anyone else of his Jekyll and Hyde true nature.
Okay.
Swept Away, 2002. Madonna was in it.
Oh, boy. That tells you all you need
That's
to know.
already going to be a bad movie.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, here's the deal, too. They will always put super popular pop stars into romantic comedies.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And it doesn't always work.
No, it doesn't.
Madonna doesn't have a great film history either.
No.
Not really.
I think she got credit for being, what's it?
Desperately Seeking Susan.
That was a terrible,
Remember
horrible
she played the woman leader, Evita? Or
in Argentina. Well, I know. I think it was just named after the woman. Right?
Wasn't it Evita?
Was it Evita? I might have just got that right. 2005, In the Mix.
Never heard of that one.
I'm with you. That one does not ring a bell.
That's Usher did that one.
Oh,
that makes more sense. Number 3 on the worst rom-coms, The Hottie and the Naughty.
Oh, my God. What?
Just the alliteration on that one is just crazy.
I mean, it's got Paris Hilton.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
say no more.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Number 2 on the list, we said number 1 was Geely. When I say rom-coms, what's another one? Think pop stars, universally panned. They put it
Justin to Kelly from Justin to Kelly or something like that?
From Justin to Kelly.
God,
they put it out pretty quickly. That was the first season of American Idol, right? I can't remember who won.
She won.
She won. Justin came in second. They went on tour. I served her meatballs. And then that movie came out about 6 months later.
Yeah, I heard
Did you
that.
watch it based on the fact that you served her meatballs?
Never seen it, Miles.
Okay.
As I was saying earlier, there is sports. By the way, shout out to ESPN. I did watch a little bit last night after we taped a brand new episode of the podcast.
Out now?
I believe it is out now. What was it? Like the Goal Zone or Frozen something. Basically, they have a few of these every year they're going to do where they just had dudes at a desk and they had every team in the NHL played yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And they just kind of went around.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not the biggest hockey guy, but it was kind of cool. It's like, ooh, we got a shootout going on this game.
They take it to the
sounds like
action
red
we want to
zone
see.
in a weird way.
Yeah, basically.
It is. If you're
It's too hard to predict
college
where the
football
action
sicko
is,
like
though.
me, you got Liberty and Kennesaw State and Middle Tennessee and Jacksonville State tonight. Check your local listings. I don't know where you're going to find that one. And if you're if you are a Yankees fan, I wouldn't recommend this, but pretty good story. The comeback, 2004 Boston Red Sox on Netflix. People forget because they kept winning, but that was such a huge deal.
It was monsters.
Right, they're down 3-0 to the Yankees. Come back, take it to a Game 7, and it was a fun story.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Amazon fall favorites are here to make you say, with low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on fall favorites at Amazon.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
Our top story, who's ready for Chilean sea bass snacks?
Everybody.
Yeah, Pepperidge Farms, the company known for tasty crackers, desserts and puff pastries, delicious Milano cookies, and of course, the snack that smiles back, has decided to temporarily take the latter in a different direction. Goldfish has long been a staple in lunchboxes all across this great nation, but they want to reinforce that those tasty sea creatures are not just for kids. No! They're also for the kids at heart as well. Believing that a more sophisticated name might help jumpstart a wave of interest in the older crowd, they're now changing the name of goldfish to Chilean sea bass. Now, before anyone goes on strike about this, the new name won't be printed on any product sold in stores, only online, and it'll only be for about a week.
Do they really think it's going to jumpstart adults? Look, this is how I rediscovered goldfish. Have kids.
Yeah. See, and I've always liked goldfish. I have not gone away from my love of goldfish.
Do you buy them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, that's it. Like, look, I have kids, so I buy them, and they're fine. They eat 95%. I'll have the occasional handful, but I'm not going to eat them just because you call it Chilean sea bass.
Now, I will say part of that was fueled by the fact that it was one of the snacks that was available to my wife after she came out of surgery.
Okay.
And she was down on those, and so I just got a whole butt ton of them. And so that when she lost her taste for them, I got to eat all of them.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, obviously people with kids are going to eat more goldfish.
And sure.
But yeah. But I kind of honestly thought they appealed to adults when they started making, like, extra cheddar.
Yeah.
Or
to
like
me,
Parmesan flavor.
Old Bay. My kids don't get excited about Parmesan. They don't mind Parmesan, but putting that as a flavor doesn't excite them. I, like you said, that as an adult, I'm much more interested than they are. You know what it's called? Chilean sea bass.
I liked the Parmesan ones when I was a kid.
Did
you?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, it could be. I'm just saying I know what I've bought on my own. And it's like, you know, like, oh, man, extra cheddar blast. Ooh.
You tell me it's been blasted with cheddar.
And Miles is right. Those Old Bay ones, they don't
They were
lie,
great.
man. They were fantastic.
They're super good. They go quick.
Yes,
They
sir.
got a Frank's Red Hot.
I want
Yes, they do.
You
It's
know,
also very good.
You know, I'm looking for the transformation flavor-wise.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's got all these different flavors now. Microwave popcorn. I want to get like Old Bay microwave popcorn, like if you could do a caramel popcorn, Mexican
I get
seasoned
you.
popcorn.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
You know, whatever, cheddar cheese. I'm sure they have a couple of them.
Sure.
But to really expand, you know, maybe sriracha flavored, whatever the deal is.
Let's talk to Cobb.
Man, I'm racking my brain. You should just go to a QFC or Safeway and look in those aisles. I don't know that they have Old Bay. Okay. They, because they have Flavor Blast. I think they have cheddar. I think you can make kettle corn in your microwave.
All right, I think you can.
Isn't Flavor Blast just kind of, we're not really telling you what flavor it is.
Right.
But it's been blasted.
We just put Johnny's on it.
Right.
I mean, to me, when you're like a goldfish and you say Flavor Blasted, it's like, do you ever think of regular ones too mundane? We blasted the crap out of this.
Okay, look. All right, Jolly Time's got the big cheese. So they put cheese in their popcorn. All right. Act Two's got hot and spicy.
Oh,
so
no.
There are a couple of brands out there that do some craziness.
Sometimes hobbies pay off in other news. One such story takes us to England. While scouring a farmer's field with metal detectors, a group of 7 were stunned to find a treasure trove. They dug down to find the cache that had been laying in the ground for over 1,000 years, consisting of 2,500 silver coins.
Damn.
They quickly got in touch with the local museum and got the value of the coins, the British equivalent of $5.6 million.
Nice.
They're now bound for the museum where they'll help tell the story of the Norman conquest of England.
Yeah, they're like, tell the story if you want. Give us some money.
Right. Can you put my name at the bottom of it?
I want my money.
Found by... horrific story out of Canada. I don't know if you guys saw this one, but it's awful. Officials were called to a local Walmart branch on reports of a dead body inside. Not many details were released as the investigation is ongoing, but an employee of the branch was found dead in the building inside the walk-in oven of the bakery department.
I have many questions about a walk-in oven.
Yeah.
How does that work? You just have trays in there and you turn it on for 15 minutes and then you do a whole rack of one thing?
All the years I cooked, I never had a walk-in oven. So and granted, they're doing like industrial scale stuff.
Sure. I mean, like if you're going to bake, say, 20 cakes at one time, and you set it on 325 or whatever, that makes sense. But to walk in an oven and pull them out, like, what's cooling period?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You can't take the other stuff out that needed to go out 10 minutes
And is that
earlier.
thing locked shut? Like, were they in there cleaning it and something got knocked off?
I don't believe that the oven was on. So that's the thing. I think she might have had a medical emergency.
Gotcha.
Or something happened.
God, I hope so.
Something. I don't think she turned the damn thing on and went in there and
Right.
got locked in.
I don't know if I can imagine a much worse way. That's horrific. The branch is to remain closed until further notice, and the employees of the branch are being offered mental counseling courtesy of the company.
I bet they are.
Absolutely, man.
I mean, I'm Googling it. I'm looking at it. It basically looks like a walk-in freezer. Same kind of idea. So I guess you would just walk in a rack and then take out a rack.
You know, baking breads and baguettes and bagels and whatever it is that they're making in there. But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
And this news comes to us thanks to researchers at Cornell who found that our vegetable friends are doing a lot more than we thought that they were. Researchers with the university, along with help from Oak Ridge National Laboratory, took a different approach when it came to calculating how much carbon was being processed through the Earth's vegetation. Developments in technology helped give them a more accurate measurement of this number, and it turned out that plants from around the world are actually processing carbon 31% more than earlier models have calculated.
Good.
Or 37 billion metric tons of carbon more than we thought they were. This development will help researchers get a better understanding of the ecosystem and help better predict future changes in the climate, is what they're saying.
All right, good.
All right,
man.
Yeah, it's a positive story. I like that, man. Men's Room Sports, with the trade deadline looming ever closer in the NFL, the Seahawks have reached an agreement with the Tennessee Titans, bringing linebacker Ernest Jones IV to Seattle in an exchange for linebacker Jerome Baker, as well as a 4th-round pick. We've also claimed linebacker Josh Ross off of waivers out of Baltimore. Enjoy that one. After a hard-fought battle at home, the Seattle Kraken were not able to take down the Colorado Avalanche as they lost that game 3-2 last night. They've got the night off before Winnipeg comes to town for some action tomorrow night here at home. As for tonight, you've got some college football on CBS Sports and ESPN2, NBA basketball on ESPN, and some hockey on TNT and on True TV. As far as your weather, the clouds are moving back in tonight to make for an overcast and slightly windy night. That'll open things up for tomorrow, where we can expect cloudy skies early and then partly cloudy in the afternoon with a high of about 56. That is it for headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
We'll see you next time for the return of Big Dummy. The head chef is back with Ted's Meat and Potatoes. The lovely Jolene is up next.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. But in the meantime, well, We be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Letha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Amazon fall favorites are here to make you say, with low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on fall favorites at Amazon.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Feeling overwhelmed? Struggling with mental health shouldn't be the norm. At Mindful Therapy Group, we specialize in connecting you with compassionate therapists that can support you through stress, anxiety, ADHD, and so much more. With in-person and telehealth appointments available, we can get you seen in as little as 48 hours. To make things easier, Mindful Therapy Group accepts most health insurances, including Medicare, allowing you to focus on you and not your wallet. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to start your mental health journey today.